Welcome to the Undisputed podcast. I'm your host, Jenny Taft. This podcast is the full show from today's episode of Undisputed from start to finish. They've got a busy slate, so skip Shannon, let's get to it.
TGIF, everybody. Welcome to Undisputed live from Los Angeles. I'm Jen Hale, here with Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharpe. Good morning, gentlemen.
The day of the day.
Y'all happy now?
The day of the day, Skip Bayless.
Really?
Yep.
You know what happens when you play with fire? You get burned.
Ain't no fire here.
San Antonio played with this fire. It got
No,
burned.
they didn't. Stop, Skip.
You
Stop.
never know.
I do
You
know.
never know.
Skip, you got to let this go, man.
Yeah.
It's been 2 years.
Not over yet.
I'm saying no. I'm talking about your disappointment in Kawhi.
Right.
You got to let that go.
I'll never let that go.
You
How are
need to let it go.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Since you're already going there, really, there's only one place to start this morning, right? And
Yep.
that would be Kawhi Watch. Everyone is still waiting on the Claw's crucial decision. Yesterday, our own Chris Broussard said it's close between the Raptors and the Lakers. Now Kawhi is, quote, in deep soul-searching mode over his next team. This morning on First Things First, our friend Chris Carter, who has direct ties with Kawhi's camp, said he expects an announcement today. CeCe's guess, Kawhi will choose the Lakers. Shannon, that has to be good news to you. I think you were at like 90% yesterday. What's your best guess
It was
now
wavering.
about what Kawhi
90.
will
It went to 90, and then it came back up to 92.8.
Yeah.
I'm feeling good. I think I might
Okay.
cross back over that 94 percentile again.
Okay.
Skip, I think the thing, I still believe he's going to be a Laker. He's one of the all-time greats. 2 finals MVP puts him in a very elite company. 2 defensive players of the year puts him in a very elite company. Winning titles in 2 different locales puts him in very elite company. Now the only thing left, Skip, for him is that how high can he climb? Is he, with the threes, the small forward, LeBron, Bird, KD, Kawhi?
No.
That's where we are. Yeah, don't do that, Skip, because that's where we headed.
God.
And he says, you know what? In order for me to really get the appreciation, let me go on over here to the old Lakers.
Really?
Because
Is that what he's saying?
Yeah,
I don't think he's saying that, but go ahead.
that's what I'm thinking. Because
appreciation?
he
was the most overhyped player in NBA history.
That's what I'm talking about right there. He says he wants appreciation now because Skip Bayless believed, even after what he did, winning the Finals MVP, helping Toronto, because you and I both believe Toronto is not getting to or winning the NBA Finals without Kawhi. Skip, he belongs to a Laker.
What did you tell me without the injuries to
Okay.
Durant, right? Clay?
Yes,
Did you tell me
get
that?
it. But still, they had to
And now
do
you're
it.
putting him like in the top 10 all time?
No. I'm saying how high. Because, see, you just looking at it temporarily. You looking at the short-term fix. But that's not how me and Y, everybody call him Y now. Everybody looking at Y like, no, bro, it goes on. This is like 3-4 years. We're projecting. We're looking at a Kobe Shaq situation. That's what we hoping for, Skip Bayless. Because look, LeBron is not going to be there for another 7-8 years. We know that's not going to happen. But Anthony Davis is 26. Kawhi, I think, just turned 27, 28. So we got 5, 7, 8 years, Skip, to win multiple. We could be 20 before it's all said and done. Before 2025, we could have 20 titles
Maybe.
for the Lakers. So that's what he's going through. Skip, this is gut-wrenching for him. I believe had they not won the title, it would be a done deal. Kawhi'd already be a Laker. But the pull of having won that and to man, how do I say goodbye after this? We've never seen a Finals MVP leave after they won the title. Not immediately after. And that's what would actually happen. But unfortunately for you, fortunate for me, Kawhi about to break that cycle. He about to break that trend. He's going to be the first Finals MVP to dip after winning that award.
Dip?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it prepared us yesterday because what you thought happened, you thought that was an earthquake. That was Kawhi telling the Toronto he ain't coming back.
Really?
Shook the grounds.
Shook it all the way
All
to
the way
Southern
from Toronto.
California?
Yeah.
Wow, now that's some Richter
That
scale.
thing was
right
like
there.
a 15 on the scale.
Really?
Because we felt it way here.
Really? Epicenter in Toronto?
And got a little aftershock this morning, didn't we? Got a little aftershock this morning.
You know how you always tell me I want to see that same energy? I'm not seeing the same energy from you today that I saw yesterday because you've escalated.
Yeah.
Yesterday, you were downtrodden. You were sinking in your seat. Lip was starting to fall
Yeah.
over there? 'Cause you see it hearing all the reports. I'm going to remind you that Rick Bucher sat right there 2 days ago and said, he's going to Toronto. That's the first I'd heard of that.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, really? Then we had Jalen Rose, ESPN, say 99%. And then we had Frank Isola, veteran NBA reporter, tweet yesterday during our show, 99.9% Toronto. And Shannon Sharpe is starting to sink in that chair over there because the sun was sinking.
It was,
West.
but even then, Skip, even then, I knew the sun would rise on Santa Monica Boulevard. So I felt very comfortable. I wouldn't go below 90%. And then my man CC, who's very plugged in, very connected.
He is, because his former agent is now Kawhi's agent, right? Okay, go ahead.
That's good. That's good, right? That's a good thing.
Okay. So here we are in day 6 of the NBA held hostage by this man. And at the rate we're going, to me, even though our man CC says there will be a decision today, who knows what this guy might do? Would you be shocked if he held this decision all the way until the day before camps open?
No, he ain't gonna do that.
Is he capable of doing that?
He's not capable of doing that.
You say everybody's calling him why now. Maybe it's because it's, why do you do that? And why do you do this? And why didn't you do that? Right? Because I'm asking, why did he do that? Why did he fly all the way to Toronto? Why would you do that? That was your first question. Yeah. And then you tried to flip it over on its head and say, well, wait a second, maybe he's man to man. He wants to tell him no.
That's what he wanted to do.
Right?
Yep.
Eye to eye. Sorry, Toronto. Really? Would he fly 5 hours to do that?
Yeah, that would look like a G6.
Would he get that whole city's hopes up again to where you said there were miles of people waiting downtown at the hotel, right?
Yeah.
Would you do that to those people? Would you get them back to the edge of their seats again? We're going to have a second big championship season, and then you're going to jerk that rug out from underneath them? Would you do that to them?
Do what?
Why? That's the question.
What Kawhi is doing, he's doing his due diligence. He understands what's at stake here. This is the biggest decision of his life. This is where he's going to be playing for the next 4 to 8 years. So you can't take this decision lightly. He's not doing that.
Okay. So I'm going to say what I said yesterday one more time. He has turned free agency into his version of load management because you can't tell him when to play and you can't tell him when to decide on free agency either. He plays when he wants to. He decides when he wants to. So he's going to play this for all it's worth because he wants to show everyone, I do it my way on my own time frame. Right?
Yeah, that's what everybody should do.
Okay. Well, should they?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty disrespectful to the Clippers and maybe to the Lakers.
That's not,
maybe.
First of all, Skip, Kawhi Leonard has to make a decision that's in the best interest of Kawhi Leonard. These organizations will always do. That's why they traded Blake Griffin. They traded Blake. They weren't worried about what was best for Blake. They traded Tobias Harris. They weren't worried about that. The Lakers, they traded Lonzo Ball and B.I. and Josh Hart and the number 1 pick. They weren't worried about those guys.
Live to regret that.
Oh no, they won't. No, they won't. That's gonna pay dividends.
Okay.
Yeah, they're gonna pay dividends immediately, Skip Bayless.
Okay. So let's get back to what our man Chris Carter said this morning. Really, the only news that is broken in the statement that I watched a clip of and read, because we're prepping for our show, obviously, while his was on, the only news is he does say the decision is coming today. Now, again, almost every veteran NBA reporter has been wrong at some point along this trail because you can't predict this guy at all.
No.
But Chris is pretty plugged in, so I'll buy that much. But you're leaping to the conclusion that Chris is saying Lakers when, if you really break down what he said on First Things First, he's actually just stating his opinion that the best thing for number 2 would be this, right? To come back to Southern California and play for the Lakers. Because the quote is, for Kawhi, this is about which organization is going to support his quest to be the best player in the world and get as many championships as possible.
Right.
Okay, I'll give you that. And this is Chris again. To me, the only team that presents that is the Lakers. I believe there's going to be an announcement today, but he's not connecting those dots to...
They're not together.
Okay, the first part is just his viewpoint, and maybe it's a very educated guess on his part because maybe he's hearing that point of view from inside the number 2 camp.
If you don't mind me asking, when Kawhi Leonard told the Spurs that I'm not coming back, where do you recommend they trade him to?
So, what's your point?
It was reported that one of the questions that he asked Magic Johnson, when I became available via trade, did you guys try and trade for me? Magic answered that absolutely. He wanted to know he was wanted then like he's wanted now. Were you willing to give up assets for me? Or were you trying to wait this thing out so I would just come to you? Magic assured him, no, bruh. You see what we tried to get for AD? We would have been willing to give up a very similar package for you. So with that being said, he wanted to come, his original request was, I want to be a Laker. Now he has that opportunity. His request wasn't to be a Toronto Raptor. Kawhi, bird's in your hand, bro.
Okay, but speaking of bird in hand, the only bird that's really in hand is Toronto. That's the only one he knows for sure.
Well, the door is open, the cage is open.
Okay.
Bird about to fly away.
Oh, is he?
Yep.
Okay.
Tweety about to go.
But again, the tried and true is to stay, correct? Because there's all kinds of X factor in going to the Lakers because, number one, we got to restate the case that has not been made. Are we saying Rob Pelinka is now going to be executive of the year? Is that where we're heading?
No, LeBron James is.
Is he? Well, he could be.
You know who making all this happen, Skip. Baby,
right.
Stop playing.
Okay, so if I stop playing on that one, that means we're back to Magic Johnson quitting on the Lakers. High profile, calling the media together because he said he got backstabbed, and he indicated it was not only Rob Pelinka, but Jeannie Buss was involved in that.
Why you keep bringing up old stuff?
Okay, it's not old stuff, it's current stuff.
No, that happened 2 months ago. Okay, here, and this is what you also saying. It was reported that at some point in time that Jeannie Buss was so upset at Rich Paul and LeBron James and Clutch, she thought about trading LeBron James. If she had traded LeBron James, do you think Anthony Davis is coming?
Probably not.
Do you think they were going to be able in position to get Kawhi Leonard? No.
Well, if she in fact thought about it, what do you like? Do you like joining that organization run by her, who actually thought about trading him?
She had
you like it?
Hey, she was Jenny Q.
Oh.
He had a change of heart.
Oh.
And that happens, Skip Bayless.
Okay.
You look, there have been times that you like, you know what? I should do this. And do you have a change of heart? And it's the best thing that's ever happened.
Okay.
She had a change of heart. The best thing she ever did was not trade that guy.
Okay. So now the new guy is thinking about soul searching about, should I join an organization that just a few weeks ago was considered maybe the biggest laughing stock in the history of the NBA? We've never seen anything. It was a sitcom. It was like an unbelievably bad sitcom. Right?
Yes, it was.
And you're thinking about signing on for X years, 4 years with that group?
Kawhi, come help us laugh at them.
Okay.
They were laughing at us temporarily.
Yeah.
But the person that laughed last, laughed loudest.
Okay. And you're thinking about playing with a LeBron James. And if you do your homework, it's been hard to play with LeBron.
No, it's not.
Yes, it has.
It's been easy to get the titles.
Oh, has it?
Yeah.
3-6 in the finals.
Hold on. You got to get there, right?
Yep.
There are a lot of people that would love to get there.
Okay, you in the East right now? Lakers, did they just move? Maybe you could move the Lakers to the East. I don't know. Is that possible? Maybe that's part of his deal. Maybe he's negotiating.
I want to make sure I'm hearing you correctly because a part of me, because I'm kind of still a little shaky about the things that happened yesterday.
Yeah.
6.6 and a little 5 this morning.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm not hearing you correct. Are you saying if the Los Angeles Lakers sign Kawhi Leonard and pair him with LeBron James and Anthony Davis, regardless of who they fill out the roster with, they're not winning the title?
I don't know. I'm not sold on that. I'm definitely not sold on that. But
You're not sold on it?
No, I'm just saying he has to weigh in his decision. It's difficult to play with that guy. And it's even more difficult when that guy and his new 1A that he just moved heaven and earth to get out of New Orleans.
Stop trying to
they
put
are
titles on
both clutch sports
I see what you're trying to do.
Or sometimes unclutch sports.
You are what you're trying to do.
Yep.
You already try to sow dissension. You try to sow seeds of discord even before it happens. It is not reality.
This is why he is soul searching as we speak. He's thinking, gee, do I want to be the third wheel to two clutch guys?
If that guy, hold on. If that's the case, this is what I'm trying. Help me understand this, Skip. If this is the case, it's so hard to play with LeBron James, and he's so, as Kevin Durant said, so toxic. Why would you even consider it?
Well, that's a good question. I don't know, because the GOAT, as you call him, has always needed a scapegoat, and I don't think it's going to be Anthony Davis because he's a clutch man.
I mean, if Why the hell would I want to go on a date with Medusa when I already know what she is? If LeBron James is everything that you're telling the people, why would Kawhi even consider that?
Well, he's soul searching.
No. There ain't nothing to soul search.
LeBron's got a Medusa side.
Oh,
to him.
my goodness.
Yes,
You know what? You need to stop this, Skip Bayless.
He does.
Everybody, because see, now everybody want to eat their words. Now, when he signs his name on the dotted line for the Lakers, everybody's going to be like, oh, I can't believe he played. No. I want that energy that you have that nobody wanted to play with LeBron James. I want that energy. Everybody, and you know who you are out there. I want that same energy that you had when he didn't get Paul George last year. Paul George didn't want to sign with him. He went to OKC. Is Paul George a Cali kid? He'd rather play with Russell Westbrook.
How do you explain that?
I don't need no explanation needed. I wish Paul George all the best as the 4th seed from here forevermore.
I don't know why, but Kyrie just finally said, I can't take this guy anymore.
And you saw what happened with you saw what happened to Kyrie. So now it became a very, very abundantly clear for me, crystal clear, that LeBron James was never the problem.
No, he was the problem.
He was not the problem.
Yeah.
So did he take LeBron with him to Boston?
No, but that didn't qualify Kyrie to be a leader in and of himself. But it still doesn't invalidate what happened in Cleveland, which is why he just finally said, too much drama.
What happened was we made Kyrie a household name. That's what happened.
Well, he made himself a household name by making the shot in Game 7 to win LeBron his final title.
But hold on.
I said his final title.
So what was he doing before LeBron got back? Piddling around up in Cleveland.
Learning how to play.
Oh, learning.
Yeah.
Who taught him?
Yeah,
Who taught him how to be a champion?
It took Michael Jordan a while to learn how to play. Right?
Until he got Scottie Pipp. Pip taught him how to play. Scottie Pipp taught him.
That's it. Game over. So that brings me back to the poor Clippers. And I just
Stop saying poor Clippers.
I want to reiterate that we heard several reports early on that the number 2 team was putting each of the 3 possibilities to the loyalty test. Remember this? Loyalty test, will you leak? Of course, Magic just leaked like a sieve right away.
They put that out. They put that stipulation in after
he sang.
Yeah, they didn't tell Magic because Magic would have kept that on ice.
So the only team that we didn't hear a peep from was the Clippers. They played it perfectly. They played it right down the middle the way they were required. They were asked to play it. They played it correctly. And where did it get them? Apparently no place.
They couldn't say anything because they were crying.
Oh, really?
When they came to the realization they weren't going to get it, they too busy crying tears on their pillow.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. Well,
we celebrate.
So clearly the Clippers have, wouldn't you say, a better coach than the Lakers have? Would you go that far? Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Do the Clippers have better management than
Yes,
the Lakers? Yes, like
yes.
maybe 100 times better?
Yes,
Maybe 100
yes.
times better.
True.
Jerry West is the
True.
logo.
True.
The ownership is, starting with Steve Ballmer. Is that deep pockets?
Ooh,
is that
deep?
Is that highly successful?
Yeah. Mariana Trench deep.
Yeah. And again, I like Jeannie a lot, but what has she done in and of herself? Was she inherited, right?
Yeah.
And then what did she do?
What she did now is that she got everything in order.
Okay.
And all the from the head coach to the management to ownership, all those things that you said are true. But at the end of the day, purple and gold, Lakers. Now, you want your legacy. I mean, do we even know who the best player in Clippers history is? But I can tell you, you know Kobe, you know Shaq, you know the logo, you know Kareem, you know Magic, you know Elgin. Huh? You want your name with that, Skip? You want number 2 when you look up there. Because, they were right. Magic said they're going to hang a number 2 up there. Just not the one he originally talked about. They're going to hang a number 2 up there. Kawhi going to come back probably 30 years from now. Still have those cornrows. They'll be gray. Look up there like, man.
Really?
Look over there, LeBron, we did it big, bro. Yeah.
So they're going to hang a 2, a 6, and a 23?
Absolutely.
Really? We got 3 destined for the rafters.
Rap.
Maybe the Rafters or the Raptors. Maybe he's destined for the Raptors, right?
No.
Is that possible?
No.
So what now leads you to be so happy? I want to know. What's...
I just feel comfortable.
Yeah.
I just feel confident. Feel very confident.
Because?
No reason.
No reason?
Got a great night's sleep last night.
Yeah.
Mind was at peace. Night before I was a little shaky, Skip, because I had heard all the info.
Yep.
Everybody talking about done deal. He going back. I was like, I couldn't sleep. Fell asleep great, then woke up like 2 hours and just tossed and turned. It's like, whew. I said, kept checking my phone. I was like, okay, no breaking news. So I'm good.
Okay.
So I have renewed hope.
Okay, so we've gone from done deal Lakers
Yeah.
to done deal Raptors,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
To what now? You think it's a done deal for the Lakers?
I feel very comfortable.
Yeah.
I feel very, very confident.
And your percentage is up to 98 now, maybe?
I'm about 95, 96.
96?
Yeah.
Okay, 96 point.
96.2.
96.2. You wrote that down,
I
right?
wrote it down. I got it.
96.2. We have Shannon Sharpe at 96.2, and we are just a little bit before, what time is it? For 10 o'clock Eastern, right?
I believe 6 o'clock
Yep.
Eastern. I believe
Okay.
6 p.m. Eastern.
You
Probably gonna
think
have a
that's
decision.
when the...
I think we have a decision by
Really?
then. Yeah, I think
the
so.
Earth will move at
Yeah,
6 p.m.
again.
Hopefully not
Yeah.
literally, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to move.
Yeah.
Because when it happens, I'm going to be stomping.
Are you?
Oh, they going to feel this one.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You're going to register on the Richter scale from your place, right?
Yep.
Okay.
They're going to call it. They're going to look. I'm just
We're on
telling you.
record.
Fox, I'm telling you now, the police will be called to the address. And everything's okay.
Yep.
Everything's okay. Nothing's here transpired. It's just me celebrating.
And what if on the what percent chance? About 3.8%
Yes.
chance? No, wait. What was it? 90?
96.2.
Yes, not 3.8%
Yeah.
chance
Yeah.
that it's Toronto.
Yeah.
What will happen at your place?
I might let off a few rounds.
More tears on the pillow.
Something bad going to happen, Skip
Yep.
Bayless.
Okay.
I don't think like that, Skip. I put all the positive thoughts. I never thought when I went into a ball game that we were going to lose. I never thought that I was going to have a bad game.
Okay.
I didn't want those thoughts to seep into my
Okay.
mind. So I'm not going to allow you to plant those kind of seeds
Okay.
in fertile soil.
Okay. I want to see this same energy on Monday. Okay.
Well,
Why are you so confident that he's not going to the Lakers?
I'm just amazed. In my career, I've never seen anything like done deal to done deal over here. Well, where is it in the middle? So,
He might have signed his name on all 3 contracts.
okay, you just might.
Well, there are some free agents who would love to get a decision, namely DeMarcus Cousins, maybe even a Danny Green. We'll talk about that a little bit later.
No mercy.
LeBron and all the rest of us are still waiting to see if Kawhi will be his new teammate. Previous reports say Kawhi did not want to play with LeBron, only against him. But could that be on the verge of changing? Our pal Kendrick Perkins was here yesterday. Perk says the King would mix well with the Claw, that LeBron would not have a problem with, quote, passing the torch to Kawhi in his quest for a 4th NBA title. All right, Shannon, we know you want Kawhi on the Lakers, but do you think LeBron's legacy would actually be better with or without Kawhi as a teammate?
Titles help either way. I believe people's minds are made up. Skip Bayless, who we debate this quite frequently, says there's nothing that LeBron James can do that's going to change his opinion that says he's a better player than Michael Jordan. And for a large segment of the population, they feel that exact
Well,
same.
if he won the next 6 straight championships,
Because you're going to say Michael Jordan was 6 for 6. He didn't lose. He won 6 Finals MVP. And LeBron James had the worst meltdown of any great player in the history. So that's not going to change.
Well, isn't that true?
No, that's not.
Yes, it is true.
It's my turn.
You said it.
I'm talking.
Well, you're speaking for yourself.
No, I'm speaking for you. So I believe that LeBron's legacy will be unimpacted either way. Kawhi comes, Kawhi doesn't come. Win titles, that's what it's about. So he's 4 and 6 in finals. He's 5 and 6, 6 and 6. That's great. People are like, yeah, he went to 12 times, but Michael Jordan didn't lose any. So there's some people that their minds are made up, and there's nothing that LeBron can do to change that. But for me, at the end of the day, LeBron can't worry about that. Kawhi can't worry about what people are going to think of him if he joins LeBron and AD. That can't be the issue because we've seen teams pair great players together. It's just that if teams do it, somehow the fans are convinced, well, the team do it, that's what they're supposed to do, and everything's okay. But for me, I don't see how this is how this is harmful to LeBron's legacy if he were to win. Now, if he doesn't win, now it's going to be like, wow, you had 3 of the top 6, top 7 players at one time on the roster.
3 of 5. Go ahead.
Okay, if you have top 3, if you have whatever you want to say, Skip Bayless. I love how now all of a sudden they're 5.
I'm using you. You told me that.
When you told me Kawhi's not a closer, Anthony Davis is 34 games under 500. Now all of a sudden We got Larry Bird. We got Larry Bird and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
I'm only listening to you. You're the expert.
Yeah, but you don't listen to me when I'm actually saying it at the time. Now you want to come back and break it up. But at the end of the day, Skip, we've seen LeBron James produce at a level that we've seen no other player produce at, especially this deep into their career.
Yep.
So, Kawhi, you come, bro, look, we're going to do what we do. We don't need to get, 27. We'll probably, like I said, we might bump that thing all the way down to 23, 10, and 8, 23, 10, and 7. That's what we do. What? Can you imagine the shots that he's going to get, the easy shots that he doesn't have to work? He has to factor in, Skip, hey, I've been nicked a lot. I got load management. Let me get some of these brothers help me lift this weight. Everybody needs a spotter. Don't you have a spotter when you working out? You got a spotter with you.
No.
Yeah, but see, you don't have no heavy weight.
Yeah.
See, we have this heavy weight over here.
I know what I can handle.
AD, get that right there. Ooh, Kawhi. Because you said LeBron's the best passer still, right? Ooh, Showtime is back. Back.
My turn?
Yes, your turn.
I did need a spotter once in my life, and I ruptured my biceps tendon. Thank you very much.
Well, you had too much weight on there.
He didn't spot. He didn't spot. He was supposed to. He didn't spot. Back machine upside down from spotting a chest press, right?
Yeah.
You ever tried that?
No.
Okay.
See, you had too much weight on there, Skip. See, that's the difference between you and I.
Yeah.
You go to the gym to lift the ego.
Yeah.
I go to the gym to lift weight. I stimulate, not annihilate.
Really?
That's the difference between you and I.
I
Go ahead.
stimulate and annihilate.
You annihilated your bicep.
I did. And it's a bad deal. Ooh. It's worse than the Achilles to me, but go ahead. My turn.
Yes, your turn.
This is stunning to me because if you love this man as much as you say that you do on a daily basis, you should be rooting for Toronto now.
No.
Because this cannot help his legacy. This is going to cement the fact that he's the biggest front runner in NBA playoff history. He needs help on top of help on top of help. Give him D-Wade and Bosh and Pat Riley, right?
Pat Riley wasn't the coach.
Well, he was the overseer of the operation, right?
They ain't the same thing.
LeBron wanted him to be the
You
coach.
sure did.
Yeah.
And we didn't get our wish, and we still won.
Okay, you still won, in spite of Eric Spoelstra, who's pretty great, I think.
Really? He's great, huh?
Yeah,
He going to the Hall of Fame?
I don't know. Everybody goes to the Hall of Fame. Who hasn't gone to the Hall of Fame? I don't know. But the point is that obviously most of the basketball world would be far more impressed if LeBron James actually managed to go win another championship or two with only Anthony Davis and not with Anthony and number 2, right? It's like math. It's just do it with 2 instead of do it with 3. It's just highly more impressive, right? It would be 3 times more impressive without number 2. No, what? You're just being stubborn now. You're just trying to sweep this under your carpet.
I'm not trying to sweep it under the carpet, Skip, but I'm saying the thing is that we've seen teams have 3 great players.
Okay.
Now, maybe not to this level, but the big 3 Celtics.
Okay, just remember what just happened to your man LeBron James.
What happened?
He just missed the playoffs.
Okay.
For only the second time in his career since his rookie year.
Yes.
Okay, and remember, he announced, I'm activating into playoff mode. Did he not?
Yes.
He was back on February the 20th. He activated. And what happened after that? They lose 12 of their next 15 games. That's activated LeBron. That's the GOAT. That's the best player on the planet.
Skip, look, he was saying he was activating. But what I believe he was trying to do was, because he knew he wasn't 100% healthy, he was trying to convince himself, I need to get myself in this mindset that I'm in playoff mode in order to help get this team to where we ultimately want to be.
And then what happened?
It didn't happen.
They finished 11 games behind the Clippers. 11 games. They wound up, 37 and 45 with him activated. That's where they finished. In the games he started last year, they were 28 and 27, 1 game over 500. That's a stain on your legacy. It is. It's a stain. If you're that guy and all of a sudden it looks like you have to compound that, it looks like you have to dig your way out of that by making simply the weakest move in NBA history.
What are you doing?
To have to go get Anthony Davis and number 2, go get the current finals MVP on top of Anthony Davis that most people consider a top 5 player.
Look, that's what teams do.
Teams do it?
Teams do it all the time. They're constantly in search of trying to find the best players. That's why they don't have a problem. Teams don't have a problem trading players.
Okay, but this is even weaker than joining forces with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, because Chris Bosh, from his time in Toronto, he wasn't considered what was he, top 15 maybe?
Yeah.
20
2010 guy, yeah.
Yeah, okay. But he wasn't considered top 5. Now it's Anthony Davis, the PER Prince, right? He's also the PR Prince in a lot of ways.
Whatever.
Yeah. But the point is, you're joining forces with those two. You've chased both of them.
Yeah, but they're not in that. I mean, Anthony Davis is just good at PER. That's what you told me. He's 34 games under 500. Kawhi Leonard, he was taught up under the Spurs. He's really not that good. He's a closer. He should have won Finals MVP. So by your standard, they're just regular guys.
Okay, by your standard, you have already called them 2 of the top 5 other players in basketball.
I say 2 top 5, top 6. Yeah, they're somewhere around there.
Okay,
yeah,
up around there. But
Yeah.
you already told me top 5. Now
This is what we know. We got one.
Okay, so would this not be the biggest favorite in the history of the NBA?
But you said it's not going to win. So
Okay, well, no, that's my opinion. I'm going on your opinion right now,
right.
or most people's opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Wouldn't it be considered? But let's just go on Vegas's opinion. They would say this is the biggest favorite ever.
they would be one of, Skip. I don't know. I think if they were to play together a year, win the title, and then come back next year, they would be an even bigger favorite, kind of like what's Golden State. Each year that Golden State played together, they became a more and more lopsided of a favorite. So I believe that's what this would be. You got to put 3 guys together that's never really played together. Now, they do have a very different skill set, and I believe it will be easy. We'll find out how good of Coach Frank Vogel and Jason Kidd and Lionel Hollins will be mending this together. But when you have great talent, it's not so much about X's and O's. It's about egos. It's about distributing the basketball, keeping everybody's personalities in play on the court, what's best for the team, and then let all that outside stuff go. Because everything's going to take care of itself. We know who the biggest brand is, and then it goes accordingly.
Okay. Would you be more impressed if LeBron won next year's championship with only AD or with AD and number 2?
I want both of them.
Okay. But what would impress you more? Well, obviously,
I'll
answer
LeBron
for
winning
you.
a title in year 17 would impress me more.
All right. With or without?
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Skip, I don't see a scenario where Kawhi is not in the Lakers uniform. So right now, my brain can't process him not being
process
there.
Because you know what you'd have to admit,
Yeah.
that it would be highly more impressive with only one of the 2 superstars.
Skip,
right?
I told you what was going to happen. I said that within his first 2 years, he going to win a title. You said no. We got cases bet on that. Now, I'm going to up at one. Oh, Kawhi, which I'm 96.5.
96.5?
Yeah.
96.2. All
I'm
right.
5.
No, it went up to 5.
Yeah,
And the
right.
last few minutes
96.5.
because of nothing
Yeah,
I know
I
of.
just feel
right?
it's
Just getting full of yourself, right?
Yeah, I'm feeling real good.
Okay.
Feeling real good. So we get Kawhi, which I'm getting pretty close to 100%, thinking that we will. Oh, within the next 3 years, Skip, we're going to have 2. So LeBron James.
Okay.
2.
Okay. Well, that's highly unimpressive to me, because that means that you were so desperate in year 17, you needed 2 of the other top 5 players to win your next championship.
But you
You're
said he's out of
3
his
and
prime.
6.
Everybody keep telling me he's stepped off a cliff.
Nobody says he's
Yeah. You and Rob Parker, I hear y'all all the time. Their numbers don't have the same impact. That's what you told me.
Well, I mean, the only number I know is 28 and 27, which is what he was as a starter last year.
Only number I know is NBA
Okay.
is what you call them? Title number.
3 and 6 is the only other.
About to be
really
4 and
number.
6.
Is it 4
About to
and
be
6?
4 and 6.
Okay, 4 and 6. As a prohibitive favorite, you like that?
I love it.
Really?
Yep.
So I'm going to ask you one more time. Would Michael Jordan in his prime have chased 2 other superstars? No.
I've been stopped that. You don't see this. This is what I want people to get. To stop doing. Well, Michael wouldn't have done it. Well, look at the way you was raised. You can't do things that your parents did to you. That doesn't mean they were bad parents. That doesn't make you an even better parent. Just because, but see, I don't know how it came to this, that if Michael Jordan didn't do something, it's terrible. No, Skip Bayless.
No, it just disqualifies
No, it
you
does not
from the GOAT debate.
no,
That's
no,
what it is. It's over. It's defunct.
Well, first of all,
If the earth moves and number 2 signs with LeBron, it's over.
it's over.
Yeah,
It's over.
It's over on the GOAT discussion.
No, it's over for the NBA.
It's over.
It's over for the NBA.
It's disqualified.
Oh, it is not disqualified.
It always was.
No,
but
it was
I don't even know what
not.
I'm talking
See?
about.
You see? So there's
but I'm
nothing
just
he can
saying, you can't even bring it up. It would be embarrassing to the show for us to even raise the issue again.
That drum would get louder because it'll be getting closer.
Yeah.
It'll be getting closer, Skip Bayless. 4, 5, 6.
You would keep going like in Miami, the first big session he did. Not 4, not 5. He got all the way to
we getting to
not
5.
7. How about not 7? I want to hear not 7.
We are getting to 5.
Okay.
5 and 6. We will get to 5 and 6.
How about 6 and 6? You can't even do that? 500?
Man, hold on.
Go ahead.
I mean, that's 12. I mean, that's Russell-esque.
Is it?
That's Russell's 11 and 1.
Yeah, I know, but 6 and 6 doesn't sound like 11
6 and 6
and 1
sounds good.
Does it?
Sounds good.
Sounds
I
good
mean,
considering 3 and 6.
12 NBA finals, and what would that be? Like 17, 18 years?
Really? Talk about help. Woo! Got a lot of help.
Your guy had help too. In '96, your guy had 3 of the top 5 defensive players in the NBA.
No, please.
Skip, they put 3 of the 5 guys on the All-NBA team. Rodman, Pippen, and Jordan.
In 90, which year?
In '96.
Yeah, okay.
The 72 and 10. They were locked down. They had Harp that could lock it down.
He was pretty good, yeah.
Speaking of locking it down, all right, so I'm putting you in at 96.5%.
No, I think he just went to like 98.
Did we go to 98?
96.5 right now.
96.5. All right. Next up, gentlemen. Andre Iguodala says, although, yes, he has a ton of respect for LeBron, there's another superstar who is actually more difficult to defend. When asked who is the toughest player to guard, take a look. Iggy said, LeBron's able to make all his teammates take them to another level in terms of their play. He enhances all teammates like no other player I've seen. LeBron's able to do that and get 30 points, which kind of makes you scared to help, so it's kind of like you're on an island with him. But overall, Kobe Bryant is the hardest I had to guard. Shannon, what does this tell you?
I don't think it's a big slight. We know what Kobe possesses. Kobe might be the second greatest offensive player that we've ever seen. Now, we exclude Will from all conversation because it's just not fair with the numbers, what he did. But when you think in modern, outside of Will, you go Michael, you go Kobe, maybe James Harden, not what he's done over the last 3 years, Skip. So I get it. But it's just hard for me that, I would look at the regular season, LeBron averages 28 points a game on 49% shooting. Kobe averages 24 on 43% shooting. LeBron James in the finals against Iggy is 31, 11.5, and 8. I'm missing something, Skip. Iggy said the guy can still give you 30, get all of his teammates involved by assisting the basketball, and rebounding. But he says Kobe is a harder guard. Kobe is a volume shooter. And what Kobe's going to be able to do, Skip, when you put up that many shots, you're going to get a lot of shots. You're going to get some shots to go in, and they're going to look sensational in doing it. Kobe's going to bump you and pump fake, fall away, and hit a three-pointer. And people are like, oh, my God, he's going to come. He's more acrobatic in the air than LeBron is. LeBron is a locomotive. When he's coming downhill, hide the women and children, because bad things about to happen. Kobe is seen as more elegant, more graceful, more Baryshnikov with a basketball. Yeah, he's ballet, dancing, Kobe can just hang in the air and is so graceful. LeBron is like bull in China shop, wrecking stuff. That's what we do.
Okay.
For me, I don't look at it as a slight, Skip, because when people ask me, people always ask me, Shannon, who is the toughest defender you ever went against? And when I tell them, they're like, who? The guy that gave me the toughest problem, Skip, to cover me, and the reason I got to the Hall of Fame was Albert Lewis. He was at Kansas City. He was an all-pro corner. And then they bumped him inside on the slot. And he was long. He was 6'2", about 190 pounds. He was long and rangy, and I never knew what I was going to get. Sometimes he would press me. Sometimes he would play off. Sometimes he would feather. But I never knew what I would get. But this is what I knew. I said, if I can consistently beat him, I can make it to the Pro Bowl, and the sky's the limit. So every year I go into the game, I got to beat that guy, and then nobody else would have a chance. So I get it for Iggy. Kobe is spectacular. I'm not arguing that. But LeBron shouldn't take this as a slight. If I'm a defensive back, should Tom Brady take it as a slight if I say Peyton Manning is harder to prepare for, or Drew Brees? No. He couldn't take it as a slight, to each his own. But we know with 0-2-3 from Akron. We saw Iggy. You won Finals MVP. Because you held a man to 36, 13, and 9. That's what you got it. You got the finals MVP.
That's not why.
That ain't why he got it.
No, sorry. Is it my turn?
It's your turn.
My man Andre Iguodala just stated the blatantly, painfully for you obvious, because this is very obvious to me. It's as simple as this. In basketball terms, Kobe Bryant was a cold-blooded killer. He was second only in that regard to Michael Jordan. In basketball terms, LeBron's intangibles have never quite measured up to his tangibles. His mental toughness has never quite equaled his physical gifts and his extraordinary
How in the hell he got more game-winning shots than Kobe and Mike?
Yeah, well, that's just not true.
It is true.
It's just everybody knows when the money is on the line, you want the ball in Kobe's, number one, Michael's hands, then Kobe's hands. You don't want the ball in LeBron's hands with the money on the line. And let's get back to why Iggy did win that MVP.
What did he do?
Your man, LeBron James, we just talked about legacy. He had the greatest legacy opportunity in his entire career back in the 2015 finals in Game 4 in his house because he was pulling off extraordinary. What do I always tell you? The most impressed I ever was with your man LeBron James was in Games 1, 2, and 3 of that finals, the first Golden State-Cleveland finals. And again, he loses KYRIE at before overtime. Yep. In Game 1, and he had already lost, obviously, Kevin Love. So now he's down his other 2 stars, and he puts that team literally on his broad shoulders and carries them through 1, 2, and 3 to a 2-1 lead with Game 4 in the King's Palace in Cleveland. This is opportunity because if you close that deal that night, you're up 3-1. You're heading for Mount Rushmore, man, because you're about to upset the team that had the MVP, because that was Steph's first MVP year. Clay made the All-Star team that year, and Draymond was first team All-Defense. Okay? So you're about to upset that team. That is legacy achievement. That is the one where I sit back and say, wow, LeBron, that was greatness. Because that was hard. And remember, the usage rate was off the charts because he just dribbled the ball up the floor and shot the ball every time, and Golden State could not deal with him. And what happened in Game 4? A strategic move was made by one Steve Kerr. What was that? You know what? I saw something from Iggy in Game 3. I think I might just start him tonight. I'm going to insert him into our starting lineup. And what happened? LeBron came up smaller than little Richie Paul that night, right? He did. He came up smaller than little. Richie's not a big guy, you know? No. And LeBron goes 7 of 22 that night. He goes 1 for 4 from 3. He goes 5 of 10 from the free throw line. This is the money game, man. You've got it, and you lose it by 21. You lose 103-82 at home. And all of a sudden, it's 2-2, and then it's 3-2 Golden State, and then it's 4-2 Golden State, and it's game over. So you had the opportunity, but who shut you down in that game? Not for the big picture, but in that game, Andre Iguodala did a number on you. And by the way, while you scored 21 points that night, he scored 22, and he made 4 of 9 threes, and he took the game over on both ends.
Yeah, he contributed, but Skip, but if you look at it, the regular season and postseason, Kobe averages 24 points, 6 rebounds, 4.5 assists, shooting 43%. LeBron is 29, 7 rebounds, and he doubles the assist total while shooting 49%. I just believe that when you look at, and Kobe is more of a nice one-on-one player. That's not what, and Iggy made that abundantly clear. LeBron is a guy that goes out, tries to get others involved, helps them play at a higher level than what they're accustomed to playing at, but he still can give you 30. When did we ever say that about Kobe making somebody better? Kobe makes himself better. I got no problem with that. Kobe is as good in the one-on-one set as that you'll see.
But we're just talking about harder to guard. Period. End of story. I
just think a great big man is harder to guard than a great little man. That's general rule of thumb for me.
Okay, unless you're also 7 feet tall and you're good on defense, then you can guard him.
Done that.
Right?
Ain't nobody Skip. We've never seen a package like that.
Like who?
Like LeBron.
Oh, I thought you meant like
body
Wilt.
like mailman.
Yeah.
The ability to see over the court like magic.
Yeah, but in Wilt's day, there was not another Wilt on defense,
No.
right?
And that's why I said you have to take it like one-on-one. You got to take Wilt out of the equation because he has 150, 50-point games, so we can't do anything about that.
Okay.
All these 60-point games. But, look, I'm not here to Skip. Iggy's guarded both. I'm not here to tell him who he should think is tougher. I'm just saying the numbers, but what you feel is what you feel. Look, I went against some great guys. I played against Rod Woodson and Mark Carrier and some guys that's in the Hall of Fame at the same, Ronnie Lott. But the guy that gave me the most problems was Albert Lewis. So don't tell me, well, Shannon, this guy's in the Hall. I get that. I'm not saying that he's not great. I'm just saying the guy that caused me the most problem. So I'm not here to, Iggy, you say Kobe, okay, Kobe it is. But I'm taking number 2. I'm taking number 6.
So Shannon Sharpe just put him in the same conversation.
No, I did not. No,
right?
Skip.
With Kobe and LeBron.
I
and
did,
Shannon.
No, I didn't. See,
okay,
there
LeBron
you go.
And Shannon.
I just see that.
Wait, Shannon and Albert Lewis. Okay.
Why you always do that? I'm just trying to find an analogy of saying there have been great players that I played against, but someone that people might not think is the one that caused me the most problem.
Okay. Now we got to finish this off by what happened at the end of Game 3 in LeBron's house in 2018. It was the second Game 3 against Kevin Durant in the Golden State Warriors, and with a lot of time left, really with about 12 seconds left.
No, that was first Game 3.
Wasn't it the second one? I thought it was 2018.
No, that's when they had the big lead and they can't let they come back.
Was it? Well, whichever one. It was the end of one of the games.
Yeah, I was at that game.
I looked this up.
I was at the game.
Okay.
That was when we was in Cleveland.
2017.
Yeah,
okay.
we was in Cleveland.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we were there.
Yeah, we were there.
We were there.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's the end of Game 3, the first Game 3 against Kevin Durant.
Yes.
Ball's inbound. It's a 3-point game, and LeBron's got a 3-point shot to tie it. And not only does Iggy knock the ball out of his hands, but he knocks it off LeBron out of bounds and makes LeBron just look pretty silly.
But here's the thing, Skip. If you remember, Iggy did the same thing to who? Dame Lillard. Remember?
Okay. Well, I know that was later, but this was the first time I saw it.
Yeah, but but the thing is, he knows there's only like 2 or 3 seconds.
Okay.
So he knows LeBron has to catch the ball.
It's not 2 or 3, it's 12, because he shot with 10.
Yeah, but
okay?
I'm saying, he knows he got to get a shot up just in case he misses.
LeBron, the offensive genius that he is, why wouldn't he pump fake on that?
Oh my goodness!
Why wouldn't he pump fake? No, seriously. What if he had pump faked? Could he have gotten a 3-point foul? Oh, Lord have mercy of him shooting 3 free throws to tie.
But here's the thing, Skip. Iggy didn't leave his feet. So even if he had pump fake, Iggy's not there. It's not like Iggy jumped. Iggy knows, I don't care how great you are, Skip, you got to bring the ball to a shooting position. So the ball's going to start here from the beginning. Iggy knows that. So on the process of bringing the ball up, Iggy gets his hands in, the ball flies up, LeBron tries to get it, it caroms off his foot.
Oh.
Okay, give Iggy credit. That was great.
I bet Kobe gets that shot off. That's just me. I just bet he gets it off.
Who knows? Kobe might have been moping and not even taking a shot.
Excellent.
You remember how he did that?
Discussion, gentlemen.
I know Kevin Durant would have gotten that shot off.
Oh, my
Awesome
God.
points all the way around.
You know what?
Speaking of Iggy, some question marks about his future. Will the Grizzlies end up buying him out or trading him maybe to a Houston or a Dallas?
Trading him.
No mercy.
It's time for an upgrade sponsored by Napoleon Grills. Upgrade your grilling game. DeMarcus Cousins is still looking for a new NBA home, and it could be in San Antonio. Spurs fans put up a billboard in Texas trying to recruit Boogie. Take a look. This comes after reports that Cousins spoke with DeMar DeRozan about possibly joining the Spurs. Cousins, of course, coming off 2 major injuries, that torn Achilles and a torn quad. He only played in 30 regular season games. Skip, decision time. Would you want Boogie on your Spurs squad?
Oh, would you? Yeah, would you?
I would love him.
Oh!
I would welcome him. I will help recruit him if they need me to. It's probably unrealistic because they're already cap strapped and their roster is full, but you could move some things around if he had interest as well as they did, and they should have interest. Anybody who's followed my career knows I have been a huge fan of his since before his draft. I was on record before his draft that featured John Wall, his Kentucky teammate, and I said DeMarcus should be the #1 pick in that draft, not John Wall. I think I've been right about that because he has averaged, 21 and 11 in his career since his rookie year. He is the only man in the NBA to average 20 and 10 with a minimum of 550 games. You got to have a minimum.
Right.
Okay. But the point is, The biggest shock to me through free agency over the last, what are we into, day 6, and I've told our producers this 2 or 3 times because I kept pushing to do this topic before now. Why hasn't somebody jumped on him? I really thought he'd get your basic $15 million, some sort of middle.
Considering what you've seen some of the other guys get on a one-year deal.
And what did we see in the finals? We saw flashes of brilliance. Glimpses, just glimpses. But we go back to game 2. Remember, he goes 11, 10, and 6 in the win at Toronto.
Correct.
Were we not stunned by that? Maybe we shouldn't have been because that's just old DeMarcus, right? Then game 5, we saw 14 and 6 in 20 minutes. In game 6, we saw 12 and 5 in 19 minutes. And we saw him for the year shoot 35% from 3, and he was 36 from 3 the year before. And I know our friend Chris Broussard always says he closes his eyes when DeMarcus starts to pull up from 3, but he's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a decent enough.
He's adequate.
He's adequate enough to cause you problems.
Yeah.
Because he's not 7 feet tall. What would you call him? Like 6'11".
You just can't leave him unguarded like Draymond.
Can't. Plus, he is a moose, man. Yeah. He's got shoulders. He causes problems down low because he's got soft hands. And by the way, one thing Greg Popovich has most valued is a center who can pass the basketball. Can he pass it?
Yes.
You better believe he can pass it. So I look at this and I say, there's an old NBA theory that I've heard for years, and I'm pretty sure it originated with the Spurs. And it's called the one knucklehead theory. And the theory goes that you can win in the NBA, in the sport of basketball, with one knucklehead, but you can't win with 2.
Right.
Okay, can DeMarcus be knuckleheaded occasionally?
Yeah.
Yes, he can. Do I think his heart is in the right place? I do. Now, you covered him, and I know him a little bit. I've sat with him one time and talked with him. I just think, can he be a little wacky? Sometimes does he have maybe one screw loose occasionally? Does he get over emotional and just go completely over the edge?
Yes.
Yes. Does he think the world's out to get him, the referees? Yes, he does. Yet, did I see growth last year? Did I see humility? Because he's been humbled because of his injuries. Because not only did he come off the Achilles, then he tore his quad. He didn't rupture his quad, but he tore it.
Right.
Did that make him grow up a little bit? Did Golden State help him grow a little bit?
I believe so.
Okay, so if you add him to what has already been added back to the Spurs, because DeJounte Murray is going to be one of the best point guards in basketball, and he wrecked his knee in the preseason last year, so I'm assuming he's going to be full speed coming back. They just went and got DeMarre Carroll, who's an excellent wing defender as well as a three-point shooter. So, again, they're already a very deep team, and they did get Jakob Poeltl, who played really big for them last year in the playoffs. Okay, but again, if you put DeMarcus in that mix with the depth that they have, and they got DeMar, and they got, obviously, LaMarcus and Rudy Gay, and I can keep going down the Patty Mills and Marco Bellinelli and Bryn Forbes. They got a lot of shooters. They got depth.
And they got, Bertans.
Well, he led the NBA in three-point shooting until the last month of the season in percentage. He just did because he can really stroke it, and he's about 6'10", okay? So you go all the way to the bottom of the bench in quality depth, and you put him in there. He's got superstar ability to me. So would I love it? Yes. Could Greg Popovich deal with him? I believe that he could because we've seen Pop take shots before. Our man Steven Jackson, he took a shot with Steven, and Steven could be a little knuckleheaded and a little hard to deal with. And so he took 2 shots with him. The first time around, they won a championship in 2003 with Steven on that team and with a major contribution from him. Then they took another shot in 12 and 13. Didn't quite work out, and Steven started great about his minutes and thought that he should play more minutes than Manu, and you can't do that on that organization. And that was the end of that deal. But he took the chance with Steven, who had the reputation that was kind of in the DeMarcus category. So would I love to? Yes, I would. And if I can help, Spurs, I'm here to help because I believe this would be tremendous for this team.
You know what, Skip? I believe the Spurs is one of the organizations that could deal with this young man. It's kind of like...
And he still is a young man. Go ahead.
Yeah. Kind of like Golden State. Everybody can't handle Boogie. And I believe the Spurs, the way the culture is in that organization, I believe they're equipped. But you must understand, Skip, he is supremely skilled. The last 6 years before the injury, he was 25 and 12. You says he's 21 and 11 basically for his career. Boogie was always a under the rim player. He didn't play above the rim.
I agree.
But now the injuries have kind of robbed him of what lift that he did have. So now he's kind of a grounded player. Skip, the guy could give you 40 and 20. Easy, without blinking an eye. Before he got injured, we thought, okay, who's a better big man? him, Anthony Davis, or Joel Embiid. But the injury, Skip, has forced people to look like, okay, and he gave you 16-8. 16-8 is good if you didn't know what he's capable of doing before the injury.
I agree.
So basically, he's going to have to show that he's rebounded because the injuries are starting to happen with greater frequency, even though he is a young man. So the likelihood of him getting a long-term deal, Skip, he's probably going to be on a 2-year deal moving forward. I'm surprised, but I think people value him. They look at him like an Enes Kanter, $5 million. They look at him like a Robin Lopez, a $5 million. They look at him like that because of his injury history and because, he's still, like you said, he's over-emotional. I mean, he gets a foul. It wasn't a foul. Man, I ain't fouled a guy. Next thing you know, he got a tech and they run him. But I do believe if he were to go to the Spurs, they could channel that energy in a good way and he could be beneficial. But I'm not really surprised, Skip, that he's having because it has to be the right situation. As talented as he is, he can't help everybody in the way that you would think. He needs to go to a stable organization that has some veteran presence and have a very, very, very coach that is entrenched, that's no BS type. That's Pop. They have LaMarcus. They have Rudy Gay. They have DeMar DeRozan. They have guys that have been there. So I think this would be a great fit for them. But if he can stay healthy, but I don't know if he can do that.
Yeah, I agree.
Because normally
I don't know either.
Skip, the Achilles normally is not the year after you do it. It's 2 years later that if you're going to return to what you were, this is the time. So he should be a little better. Hopefully he has a chance because he's been rehabbing. It's hard to get better when you rehab as opposed to training. Because rehab, you're just trying to get back to be functional. Train, you get an opportunity to put your body through situations that you're going to encounter in the game.
So it would be great for me if he signed with San Antonio, but I would feel sorry for him in this regard. He obviously deserves more than whatever the minimum they could give him, a couple of $1 million.
Right.
That's all you got for a second straight year? After all you could have been, you look like you're on the path to
he's about to get a monster contract, even though it might not have been in New Orleans. Had he not ruptured his Achilles, Skip, he's going to get a $100 million deal.
$100 million. And it's kind of like Isaiah Thomas, except Isaiah's a mighty might who's kind of overachieving in Boston, and then he wrecked his hip. And it cost him a whole lot of money. But DeMarcus was maybe the best big man in basketball. I was making the case for a while.
Yeah, since 2010, I think he has the most 25-10 games in the NBA. So, he get 40-20 like it's nothing. 30-20 is a walk in the park. Because he's that skilled, like you said, he can put the ball on the floor. He's great around the rim, decent free throw shooter, can shoot. He got 3-point range now. So he's very difficult. It's just that you look at what we saw and you said glimpses. But when he was healthy, it wasn't no glimpse. No. It was an assault all that game. Boogie give you work.
So it would be very interesting, even if you do sign number 2 today,
and
all of a sudden, you got a threat.
I might got a few bucks for him.
You got Utah and you got San Antonio.
I might got Utah. We mess around and we signed Kawhi. Then the floodgates open, so now we can start filling roster spots.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, man, we get that Boogie.
Really?
And plus, Boogie, you can come to Club Shay Shay because I know you be on that. You like that yak because you told me.
Really? Okay.
Me and Boogie.
You do. You've already got Jared Dudley, so that's game over.
There you go. Why you do that? Why you do that, man?
Well, Boogie did just fire his longtime agent.
He did.
Good friend from Kentucky, Andrew Rogers. He signed with Jeff Schwartz from Excel Sports, who's a real mover and shaker in the industry. So if somebody can get something
y'all
done.
know who the mover and shaker is. Who, Skip?
Your man.
Yo, Richie. Oh, clutch.
Not Richie.
All right.
LeBron.
Clutch.
LeBron is clutch.
Well,
or
Shannon,
he thinks he is.
It is the $1 million question everyone's asking right now.
Oh,
Where
here we go.
is Kawhi going?
Chris will know.
Chris Broussard's got some insight, and he joins us coming up next here on Undisputed.
No mercy.
The U.S. women's national team is one victory away from celebrating another World Cup title. Next up, a showdown with the Netherlands. Don't miss the Women's World Cup final on Sunday morning, 10 Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Back to the NBA, Kawhi watch still going strong. Our friend Chris Carter said he expects a decision today, CC leaning towards the Lakers. Yesterday, Chris Broussard says Kawhi is doing some, quote, deep soul searching about the choice between the Lakers and Raptors. And here's the man now, welcoming in Chris Broussard. Chris, Shannon says he's got a 96.5% chance Kawhi is going to go to the Lakers. What do you think? What's your best guess about what Kawhi will do?
I think he's going to the Lakers. The last numbers I was told by someone in the know, and this was after the meeting with the Raptors, was 50-50.
That's what you tweeted yesterday, basically, that it was very close.
Right. I believe it's more like, because I know Kawhi has had his eye on the Lakers. Like they started, I tweeted a week or so ago that the Lakers were his to lose. So they started out with an advantage. So I think that it's maybe 60-40, 55-65% Lakers over the Raptors. Kawhi, look, I don't think he's playing around with people. And I'd say the definitive reason he's not playing around is Danny Green. Danny Green's his great friend. There are some that'll tell you he's the only guy in the NBA that Kawhi talks with just regular, openly, just comfortably,
said
right?
That many times because he had to be included in that trade to Toronto or it wasn't going to happen.
And Danny is darn near a prerequisite for the Lakers to get Kawhi.
I got it.
And so Kawhi would not string Danny along. You know what I mean? Like mess around with Danny's career. Because Danny's sitting there anxious, eager to sign with somebody. So
he's stringing him along for 6 years.
No, but I'm saying he's not doing it on purpose. I think he's really trying to soul search and really figuring it, and that's what I'm being told too. Here's the thing. So as he soul searches, let's look at what he looks at. I think the first thing is, like I said, he's always wanted to play for the Lakers. When he requested the trade from the Spurs, first of all, it was the Lakers. It wasn't just send me to L.A. It was the Lakers.
It was the Lakers.
So he's always wanted to play with them. Secondly, we know he wants to keep winning. That's all he's known is winning. With the Spurs, with the with the Raptors, he doesn't want to go somewhere and not do that.
So Freudian slip there with the Clippers, but go ahead.
I think the best chance for him, while the Clippers would be good and a contender, the Raptors would be a contender, the best place for him to win multiple championships going forward is obviously the Lakers.
Is multiple more than one? Okay.
The other thing, his health. Right? The best place for him to stay healthy long term, because you don't have to carry the load the whole time, is the Lakers. Money. And this is just the unfortunate thing for the Raptors. We talk about he can get $50 million more if he stays with the Toronto. That's largely, most of that money is in that fifth year that you can't get from the Lakers, right? But let's think about it. Kawhi, if he stays healthy, that fifth year in Toronto would just be the first year of another max deal. And so he'll make up that money in that year.
Make it up.
So if you just look at the next 4 years, there was an article in Forbes on this. If you just look at the next 4 years, believe it or not, he will make $11 million more by playing with the Lakers because of the taxes in Canada.
Okay.
And he's a resident of California.
The Canada taxes are awful.
Right.
But the worst in America, in state, is California.
Yeah.
Okay, so it kind of evens out a little bit.
Well, but like I said, Forbes says he would make $11 million more over the next 4 years.
Plus, guess what? He does 2 years. All he has to do is get to that 10-year max. Then he'll be a max player. He can get the super max.
Well, he can only get the super max if he stays with Toronto.
Super max. Well, it's okay. So
because you have to be with a team. You have to be with a team that you were traded to, or you can't leave as a free agent.
Okay, so you know what? Instead of 254, we'll take 205. I mean, come on.
He's gonna get
come on, Skip.
And then look, lifestyle, of course.
Yeah, lifestyle.
Now here's the other thing, and I know there's conflicting reports out there. Whether does he want to take a short-term deal with the Raptors? The last thing I was told, again, after the meeting with the Raptors, is that he is looking at either a 4-year deal with the Lakers or 5 years with the Raptors because of the concern, just his his health history. So long-term deal, to me, supports the Lakers because we know he doesn't really want to be in Canada for the next 4 or 5 years.
And the weather, Skip. I mean, sunny, 70, 80 degrees every day. Palm trees.
I wouldn't go 80 every day because we've had a long run of like 58 here, right?
That's unusual.
Yes, unusual.
Oh, okay.
I mean, serene. I mean, he got this nice place. San
Yeah,
Diego.
beautiful
Ooh,
place.
beautiful. 13 million. I saw it.
His girlfriend
I put it
and
up on Zillow. I was like,
That's
wow,
ridiculous.
Kawhi.
Looks like a resort.
You put it up?
I pulled it up on
Oh,
Zillow.
you pulled it up. I thought you said you put it up.
No, I pulled it. I put nothing down. I got 1 month rent in that place.
But he can't live there and practice.
We got a helicopter.
Facility, right?
We got a helicopter.
I mean,
To and
theoretically, I guess if he really wanted to, but I think he'd live in L.A. or close.
helicopter.
He'll be able to
Because
afford
Newport
whatever he
Beach
wants.
is a ways.
Yeah, and Kobe, and how did Kobe get to practice in El Segundo every day? Chopper it in.
He choppered
That's what
the
we gonna do.
Staples, yeah.
That's what we gonna do.
Okay. Now you're a we with him.
Genie Bus already got this mapped out. Already got a service
Okay.
on. Yeah.
So why Mr. Broussard would, number two, suddenly pick up and fly all the way back to Toronto to take this meeting? Why wouldn't the meetings happen in L.A. where all the other meetings
He went back to get his belongings.
I would say two things. I think that is a
Yeah,
possibility.
he coming to get everything
Number
and put it
one.
on him. Bye.
Number two, I think respect. You know, he had a great experience with that organization. And the third thing, Drake. Like Drake, I don't know if it was all one big meeting or if it was he met with Masai Ujiri and his team and then met with Drake. Obviously, it's connected. But Drake, I'm told, had this huge presentation. He would make him part of OVO, his record label.
There's another 50 mil right there.
Snoop Dogg.
Huh?
Ice Cube.
Am I right?
Yeah, Snoop. I guess he knows Snoop pretty well.
Ice
so-
Cube.
so
Magic.
they got plenty of guys in LA that
Snoop
can help
posted
out.
a video.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Magic. Hey,
Sang a song.
you want a
I
Starbucks?
bet you, knowing how he knows Snoop, and obviously Snoop is a legendary rapper, but particularly in LA, I bet that touched Kawhi. Snoop's little song. Don't you think? I mean, honestly,
Maybe.
that probably touched
wanna do
him.
They bonded a little bit when Snoop performed
Yeah.
up there. Didn't he wear a jersey, his jersey?
We got, hold on.
Yeah.
You want to be in the entertainment business? Is that what you want? Because we can reach out. We can make a call to DiCaprio. Yeah, we can make a call. Denzel, Samuel L. Is that what you want? What do you want to do? Kawhi, what do you want to do? How do you want to be remembered? Because the Pantheon greats, the one names, and you got one name, Kawhi. Kawhi, Kobe, Shaq, Kareem, Magic, Logo, Elgin, Braun. Stop playing Skip. It's a done deal.
It's a done deal? Wait. What are you now? 96. What are you up to? Done deal would be 100.
We got it.
Are you 100?
Now, let me say this. I will say this. Earlier in the week, when I was in the 90s, the Lakers were a lot more confident. There was a lot of certainty
You were in the 90s
within the
on
Lakers. Yeah.
Tuesday.
Monday,
But
Tuesday?
yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But the Lakers were a lot more confident too. I'm not saying they don't think they're getting him, but they know it's a
It's good. When you live,
possibility.
listen, I don't know how you do it. But like again, back to the relationship. When you break up with somebody, you gotta go get your stuff. You gotta get your belongings. Because you know if you send them to you, they might be Clorox, there might be something done damaged. So let me go get my belongings, get my clothes, get my toothbrush, all my stuff, and bring it back. He had to go to Toronto.
Do you live at her house?
I've been saying,
Well, I don't get it.
I mean, you have some stuff over there. She has some stuff at yours. She come gets her stuff. You go get your thing. And thank you. We had a great run. It ended. Sorry. That's how you do it, Skip, baby. That's how you do things. People don't do that anymore. See, email has been I hate email. I hate text
We're
message.
past email. We're to text message.
I hate that too.
fax machine. I hate fax
But
machine.
you never got email.
I don't have email. I don't need no email. Call me.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, break up man to man, right? Man to woman.
That's it, Skip. I mean, whatever happened to that? Why we can't be sensible?
Yeah. It doesn't make sense to me that he flew all the way back there. I just never could get it. I thought that was game over. And then we had
Raptors.
Well, we had
Well, there are
reports.
those that think that.
Yeah. Jalen Rose said 99. Frank Isola said 99.9 yesterday. Rick Bucher, who we're going to have on here in just a few minutes, thought 2 days ago it was Toronto. Okay.
No, it's close. It is close between those two.
What was the percentage of those guys that said Kawhi didn't want to play with LeBron? That was 99.92, huh? And now all of a sudden,
There was a lot of talk about that.
he didn't want to play with LeBron. He wanted to play against LeBron. And lo and behold, something happened. Did the Lakers trade LeBron? Because if he were to come to Los Angeles, he's going to have to play alongside LeBron. The guy that you remember, nobody wanted to play with LeBron.
Okay, but our man Chris Broussard tweeted yesterday that he was still soul-searching about the fit with the other two.
He doesn't want to take a step back.
Okay.
He does not want to take a step back. And LeBron has talked to them about, because he met with LeBron by himself, and then he met with LeBron and AD. So they've all talked about it. LeBron is saying, I'm going to be the point guard. Not the point forward like he has throughout his career, the point guard. Which I love. I think LeBron should do that.
I agree.
But that's what he's saying. And those two guys would be the first two scoring options. And LeBron's still going to get 20
How does AD feel about that?
Well, I don't know who would be. I'm sure they wouldn't have a pecking order.
Tattoo.
You know what it could be like? It would be more like the Boston Celtics big three, with Ray Allen, Kevin Garnett, and Paul Pierce, where they all played different roles.
But it's different because here's the situation here. Paul Pierce was an original Celtic. Garnett, Ray Allen came in. In this big three, everybody is an import. Steph, Clay, they were there. KD came in.
Who's been here the longest?
Oh, we're going to talk about 1 year. Stop.
Well, who has been?
You're going to talk about 1 year. The guy got 1 year seniority skip, really?
And it was kind of an ugly year.
Oh, my God.
It's forgettable, right?
No mercy.
Tuesday on Fox, the biggest stars in baseball shine bright in Cleveland. Don't miss the MLB All-Star Game Tuesday, 7:30 Eastern, only on Fox. Will LeBron and Kawhi both be wearing purple and gold next season? There were reports in the past that Kawhi did not want to play with LeBron, just against him, but could that be changing? Our friend Kendrick Perkins was here yesterday and said the King would mix well with the Claw because LeBron wouldn't have a problem with, quote, passing the torch to Kawhi on his quest for a fourth NBA title. Chris Broussard still hanging with us this Friday. Chris, when we're talking about just legacy, would LeBron's legacy be better or worse with Kawhi as a teammate?
Well, if we assume he's going to win championships either way, right? If he'd win them with Kawhi or without him, then obviously it would be better without him. You know,
don't tell me, tell him.
If you have Kawhi, you're expected to win right away. Like next year, and every year you don't win it, it's a knock against you. Mm-hmm. And I actually think if Kawhi comes, I think like he comes next year, the most pressure, and if they don't win it, the most blame would go on LeBron and AD. And here's why. Kawhi, we just saw what Kawhi did, okay? And so I don't think he would get, if he comes here and they don't win it next year, how you going to blame Kawhi? You know, assuming nothing crazy happens on the court. LeBron obviously is a winner and has won, but we've also seen him lose. So you could look, that people could look at that, and then AD has never won. So I think people would say, AD, man, what's it take for this guy to win? For LeBron, they say, wow, you know, he had all this help and he didn't win. Kawhi, I think, would get the least amount of blame. So, and then here's the other thing for LeBron. We've talked about him passing Kareem. Mm-hmm. He has to average 27 points per game over the next 3 years to do that. That's the length of his contract. He's obviously, that's if he averaged 72 games a year, which might be generous. Mm-hmm. That's obviously not happening if Kawhi's here. So I think clearly if he's going to win championships with just AD, his legacy is helped more in that regard. Now, if you look at it, what I think he has the best chance to win multiple championships with Kawhi. And he could get up to 5 and 6 in the finals, 6 and 6 in the finals, 6 and 7 in the finals, something like that. And then that looks a lot better.
They would lose the finals?
Potential. I mean, it could.
Injuries, anything can happen.
Yeah. So I think overall, I would agree with Skip on this. I think it clearly is better for him if he can win it.
I'm trying to figure out, why would LeBron want this? A guy that had accomplished so much that came to LA to retire. Isn't that what everybody told us, Chris Broussard? Mm-hmm. He came to LA to retire and to work on movies. Mm-hmm. Why would he want to get Kawhi and have that pressure heaped on him to win titles?
What's he doing right now as we speak?
The same thing everybody else doing. It's offseason.
Oh, it's offseason? Yeah. They're all making movies? If everybody's making a movie.
He's working out on the set, too.
Is he?
Chris,
yeah.
Chris,
like MJ did.
If you don't mind me asking, when they shot Space Jam, What was Michael doing?
That's right.
Was he playing basketball? Did he shoot that during the season?
And that
or the
was a
offseason?
comeback year from
Come back
That was
after he
a
only
comeback
played
year.
17 games.
Quit putting Michael Jordan
Yeah,
in the same sentence.
You
with
keep
LeBron
breaking it
James.
up. Look, for me, it doesn't matter with or without. We're trying to stack chips now because as you talked about, and I've said it many times, I believe people's minds are made up. Jordan is here, LeBron is here, or whomever else. However you have it, whatever you have now, that's the way it's going to be. There's nothing LeBron can do. LeBron can go win the next 6. And Skip Bayless is going to say, but Michael Jordan went 6 for 6. There's nothing he can do.
I mean, if LeBron wins the next 6 and he's the MVP of 6 finals in a row, I'd say we got to have a different conversation.
Well, see, we got to have a different conversation. Not that he's the great, we got to have a different conversation. Now, you see,
now it's a fair fight.
Now it's a debate, right?
Yeah.
now it's a debate with 9 finals MVPs and 12 in 9 titles.
To your point, Shannon, I do think, like I talked about the other day about LeBron being this CEO, this boss. I do think if Kawhi goes there, that helps his legacy in that regard. I think that just enhances the thought, man, LeBron is this boss.
And Kawhi want to be a boss. Well, he already pulled a boss move. So I'm up out of here, San Antonio.
Oh, that was the boss move?
Boss.
It was the least gutsy move in the history of no guts.
You don't know how to treat. You got to treat people right, Skip.
No backbone, no principle. I'll quit my way out of town.
Nah,
you like that?
You need to tell him.
I'm impressed.
Tell him.
Yeah. That puts him in Pantheon. That's a Mount Rushmore. Mount Hushmore is what it is, right? Oh. So I don't understand this. I've asked him this once, and I'm going to ask him this again.
What?
If you really loved your man LeBron, you would be rooting for no number 2
I'm
because
rooting for.
you would have a chance with Anthony Davis to do something really special. It would be a fair fight next year, and if LeBron pulled that off, I'd have to sit back and say, that was really good.
Who says that? Whoever's been in a fight and said they didn't fight fair? I'm fighting. So I got a better chance to win the title. Yeah. Can I win with just AD and others? Yes. But I greatly increased my chance. I greatly increased my ability to win with Kawhi. Because now we got 3 of the top 5, top 6 players.
Oh, you said it, top 5, right? Yep, 3 of the
Well,
top
that's what
5.
I've been saying. But you've been calling Kawhi, he can't close. AD is 34 games under 500. If he was that guy, shouldn't he have won more?
Yeah, but you called them 3 of the top 5.
I did.
And I'm going with you because you're the expert.
Oh,
You're the
now-
Hall of Famer.
Now I'm the expert.
Yeah.
Okay.
You are the expert. All I know is Michael Jordan would have never chased 2 of the other top 5 players. He just wouldn't. He wouldn't want it because it would be beneath his dignity to even want that.
It's beneath his dignity to ask general managers how you run a team. Because you see the picks that he keep making?
Okay, I'm the one first to tell you he's the worst GM in the history of the NBA.
Because the same thing that
the history. Well, show me, because nobody else could last this long. Because he's also the owner.
Well, he is the owner.
Yeah.
Well, that's what, see, the
So,
thing,
look,
that
Mitch
you could.
Kupchak's the GM now.
I guess so. But who's pulling the strings?
Mitch Kupchak went to where? North Carolina. Where did Michael Jordan go?
Right.
Skip, stop it. The same thing that you applaud him for is what works to his detriment now.
Okay, but this would cement the fact that LeBron's the all-time front runner in the history of the game because he's front running down to Miami. I need D Wade and Chris Bosh, and Chris Bosh was like a top 20 player as opposed to a top 5 player, right?
Yeah.
So
Probably even
He
better.
probably
At
top
that
10.
time,
He probably was top 10.
He was closing in
think
on.
on top
He was
10?
around. He was one of the top 3 power forwards, maybe. He was.
Oh, no, I thought you were talking about
Top
D Wade.
15.
I thought you were talking about D Wade.
Oh, D Wade.
Oh, yeah, I'm saying D Wade
At
was
that
top 10.
time,
Yeah.
Bosh was. I think Bosh was top 15.
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
whatever. But now we're talking about 2 of the top 5, says you. Okay.
okay.
So the point is, why would you suddenly want to be? I think the biggest favorite in the history of the NBA next year. It'll be close, but I think even beyond what Golden State had.
Well, remember the Lakers talking about big threes. Like, there's a question: would this be the most talented big 3 ever? Well, the Lakers had Jerry West, Elgin Baylor, and Wilt Chamberlain.
Yeah.
And only won 1. And actually, Elgin wasn't even a part of that.
Yeah, he retired. He retired the season.
They won.
They
They
won.
kept running up against Bill Russell and the Celtics.
But the Lakers had more talent, right?
Okay.
Top talent?
Yep, they did.
Yeah, with those 3.
But it was Bill Russell's intangibles that
Right.
tilted that in favor of Boston. So the point is, like in Magic's run, were they supremely talented? Yes, they were. So was Boston. So there was a rival. There was an arch rival that beat them a couple times.
Yeah,
right?
but the thing was, you had McAdoo coming off the bench. You had Michael Thompson coming off the bench. the Lakers they were just so, because you think about it, you got Magic, James Worthy, and Kareem, all top 50 players. You throw in Coop, who was a defensive player of the year. You throw in Jamal Wilkes.
Byron Scott.
They were loaded. But see, Skip, you see how people do this? They forget the fact that the Celtics back in the 80s had the big three Celtics. They had Bird, they had Parrish, and they had McHale. And then they trade for Nate Archibald, the only man to lead the league in scoring and assists in the same season. Then
he was there for the first championship.
Right. And then who did they get? Dennis Johnson, who was the Finals MVP. Were any of those guys drafted by the Celtics? No. But see, we've been conditioned. As long as a team put the team together, it's okay. Right. But the way the guys are doing it now, they have the power. Oh, I want to play with him. Kawhi. Hey, Kawhi, what you think, bro? Can we link up?
Well, look, I'm not even sure. I don't know if Kawhi even met with Rob Pelinka. I don't think he met with Frank Vogel. So that's
what we do.
Magic and LeBron, that's what I mean, the boss. But you know, it would be stacked. It would be stacked. There's no question about it.
So would he trust an organization that he hasn't even researched?
Because
Magic did a lot to dispel any concerns.
And Magic is what now? He's out.
He's Magic.
The shadow president.
And he's a shadow president.
That's what he is.
And the shadow president publicly trashed the rest of the organization.
I will tell you this. Magic does need to, if they get Kawhi, he got to get some type of consultant's fee.
Yeah.
He really does. Because he was making, I think, $10 million a year. Yeah. He should give at least give him it for this year.
Yeah.
Give it to him.
And Skip, I kept telling you, you know who runs this team? It goes Jeannie Buss. It goes Bron James.
You went in the reverse order.
No, we let Jeannie.
Huh?
We can't do no. We don't want to upset the cart. But you know what's going on. Jeannie and then LeBron.
Okay, but if you go get you recruit number 2 to come. Yeah. Now you got 3 of the top 5. Who's your rival? Who? Like I've made a case, Utah really improved dramatically, but they're not in the same universe with this.
No,
there's no other big 3.
Okay, is Philly reconstructed in the same universe? No.
Really?
No.
You want Al Horford and Ben Simmons or comp?
Okay, I'm just saying. No, I said no. Nobody. It's over. Throw the parade. You like that? Is that what you want?
The moment Kawhi signed,
I think credit. How can you take satisfaction in that?
Easy. Let me tell you. I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna do it. Yeah. Every day coming to work.
Yeah. Really. And it would be funny if they fell on their faces.
Oh no. Yeah. But see, by the time that happens, it'll be long gone. I'll be probably like 62, 63 by the time that happens. Because I got a feeling we're about to string some things together.
Really? Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna remind you. The GOAT, as you call him, number 6, the new number 6, he has always needed a scapegoat. And I think number 2 would qualify for that.
But explain that, because you heard my opinion. I think LeBron and AD would get the bulk of the blame. How could it go on Kawhi?
Because
assuming he plays.
It went on Bosh early on in Miami, and then Kevin Love became the target of you, because I came in here, God knows how many mornings. What's Kevin Love doing? He's not holding up his end of the bargain.
13-4,
but here's the thing, Skip. The first year, do you really think it went on? I think it went on LeBron in those finals.
Yes.
Right?
The first finals?
Yeah, against Dallas.
Lord,
it was
mercy.
right.
Yeah.
It should have went on LeBron. So,
but all year long, Chris Bosh was. Ooh.
And then you mentioned Kevin Love. Kevin Love averaged 9 points in the finals. Like, he didn't play well.
Making $20 million a year. Can I interest you in that?
Well.
Okay.
Now, and that's all I'm saying is that give us what you're making.
Love didn't play well.
Love didn't play well.
In a lot of cases. There was regular season, he was, he's pretty good, but in a lot of cases, he didn't play.
And my guy, what my guy do? What my guy do,
Interesting debate as always, guys, but we got to take a time out.
No mercy.
Sunday on Fox, Team USA's quest for a record 4th World Cup comes down to this. Megan Rapinoe, Alex Morgan, and the U.S. take on the Netherlands. It's the Women's World Cup final Sunday morning, 10 Eastern. Don't miss the exclusive trailer debut of Disney's new movie Mulan, Sunday on Fox as well. All right, now it is time for Empowered to Win, sponsored by Disney's Mulan, in theaters this March. Ezekiel Elliott could be the guy who propels the Cowboys to a Super Bowl. At least, of course, that's what Skip's hoping for. We now know Zeke will not be suspended for that Vegas concert incident. and the news just keeps getting better for him. Bleacher Report's Mike Freeman asked 3 NFL team execs who should be the Cowboys' top priority for a contract extension. All 3 picked Zeke, saying he's a transformational player that carries the Cowboys' offense. Meanwhile, Dak Prescott, well, they say he's good, but will never be great. Ooh, tough words for Friday morning. Shannon, do you agree with that analysis?
Give it hurt. It hurts when you hear that.
That don't hurt me.
It hurts like jumping on a bike without the seat. Well, maybe it doesn't hurt that much, but it hurts to hear.
Hurt you?
They hurt that Dak is good, but it'll never be great. Now, I don't know how many times. Now, I've been telling you this from day one. Now, I don't know how many.
You've been wrong again and again.
I don't know how many times must I tell you this.
Yep.
We've had player after player after player come on this show, current and former, tell you that. You hear exec after exec after exec. You're standing on this.
3 out of 31.
Don't do this, Skip.
Yep.
You had time after time and time again.
I don't
know how long you want to stay on this island before you let me come rescue you. But that's fine. I'll turn around. I'll treat you like Gilligan's Island. I'll leave your butt right there, and I'll come back in a year and see if you change your mind.
I'm on the island of Manhattan right now.
Okay, whatever.
That's where I am.
This is what we know, Skip.
Yep.
The Amari Cooper and Dak are dependent on Zeke. When Zeke rushes for less than 75 yards in a game, Dak Prescott is 0-7. In 48 games, Skip, did you know in 17, Dak, he's 17th in QBR last year. There are 32 teams, quarterback per team. You maybe have a couple of guys that got injured. So you probably got 35 quarterbacks that would qualify for the QBR stat. Dak was 17th, which means what, Skip? He's middle of the road.
Tell me when it's my turn.
It's not your turn just yet. I've only been speaking for like 36 seconds. 37, 30. 17 of his 48 games.
4 minutes, 4.5 minutes, 5 minutes.
Okay. Dak Prescott, in 17 of his 48 games, Skip, he's been to 200 or fewer yards passing. That's the same number as Blake Bortles. What says transformational about that number? What is Dak, Blake Bortles? I get it. Quarterback is the most important position, but not middle of the road quarterback, which your guy is. So hands
we get that on tape. Middle of the road quarterback.
That's what his numbers say.
Said the Hall of Famer Shannon
That's
Sharpe.
what the numbers
I don't know.
say. What the numbers say?
I hope you don't lose your credentials to the Hall of Fame.
I'm going to the
You might go up there a couple of years and your bus is going to be sitting out on the street.
Skip, all I want to know, you love stats. You love numbers.
I got a bunch.
No, you don't. So for me, I mean, it's a no-brainer. I don't know why you want
stats.
What true stats you got?
Oh, is it my turn?
It's your turn.
Oh, thank you very much. I cannot tell you how wrong this is from whoever these 3 execs are, and especially from you. It's not from Stephen Jones. A whole lot of people are going to eat a whole lot of crow thanks to this young man, because I will give you, Ezekiel Elliott is an extraordinary talent. He is Hall of Fame bound. He will join you someday in the Hall of Fame, but he is not the most valuable Dallas Cowboy. If you actually watch and study the Cowboys the way I do, the leader of that team, and it's not even close, is the quarterback. The clutch playmaker on this team is the quarterback, which is why over the last 3 years, Dak Prescott has led the National Football League in game-winning drives. Dak Prescott did not have a number 1 receiver he had any rapport with until midseason last year. He was stuck with Dez Bryant, and you continually criticized to the point of condemning Dez Bryant for the way he comported himself, the routes that he failed to run for Dak Prescott in the first 2 years. And where is Dez now? God bless him.
He's working out, making a comeback.
He's working out. He had an Achilles. But again, he became a shell of himself, and Dak Prescott had no connection with him, and in the end, no use for him. And then the heavens opened up, and Jerry Jones should have been the executive of the year for the move that he made to go acquire Amari Cooper. And what happened to Dak Prescott after he got a true number 1 receiver who he immediately clicked and vibed with on and off the field? What happened? Dak Prescott went 7-1 over the last 8 games. Is that good? 7-1? Beat Philly twice. He was 3rd in the NFL in completions. He was 4th in passing yards over those last 8 games. That's pretty good. This is top 5 stuff. He was 4th in completion percentage. He was 5th in air distance over the last 8 games, and that means the distance the ball traveled, and you call him what, Dink and Dak, right? So he's 5th in the NFL in air distance of passes thrown over the last 8 games because he actually had one receiver who could get loose, who could get deep. Now, by the way, I'm warning you about this, and I'm going to say it again.
What?
There's a new coordinator, a new sheriff up there in the press box, Kellen Moore, and he likes to wing it. John Kitten is the new quarterback coach. They like to throw it deep. Michael Gallup will emerge after his rookie year where he just was mostly lost for the first 8 or so games. He will emerge as another deep threat. And I'm going to warn you again about what happened in those 2 playoff games last year. Dak Prescott had a 74 QBR against Seattle. Who won that game? I think Dallas did. What did Russell Wilson? You love Russell Wilson. He had a 70 QBR. He played really well in that game, but he did not outplay Dak Prescott. And who made the run of runs?
Oh, man.
Who made the run of runs? What was it, 3rd and 14 from the Seattle 17? Can we see that play one more time? The bull jive defense. This is the play of the playoffs right here. Look at helicopter to the one, and he took it in after that for the touchdown. Who had the best QBR in the whole playoffs last year? My guy, Dak Prescott.
What you mean?
He did. He had the best. He had 78 QBR. Mahomes had a 71 for all the playoff games.
Oh, Mahomes played.
Okay. Well, he didn't play that many.
So let me ask
I think they both played two. Okay.
So let me ask you a question, Skip.
Well, let me finish, because what happened at the Rams? Zeke was nowhere to be found, right?
And your guy couldn't do it.
Okay. My guy had a QBR of 84 to Jared Goff's 57 in that game because Dak was extraordinary.
Who made the play in the 4th quarter like you told me?
He ran against my defense.
What your guy just did, we just saw the helicopter.
Where was
what
the
your
Wolf Hunter on that play? He was ill. I don't know. He had nausea.
But
I don't know
you
what
had
happened.
Sean Lee in there.
Yeah, you had Sean Lee.
Yeah.
Way to go.
And plus Amari Cooper, Skip, look. Amari had some good flashes. But if you look at him, the last 3 games, he had 83 total yards on 23 targets. He was held under 70 yards in 6 of his 11 games which he played, including the playoffs.
I love him too. He changes everything.
No, Zeke changes everything.
Amari changes everything.
You saw what happened when Zeke was suspended for those games. You see what they look like? Stir fry.
Okay.
Zeke comes back and
everybody was hurt. Everybody gone. The left tackle was gone. Sean Lee was gone. Everybody was gone.
Hurt?
The center was gone.
Was Dak hurt?
No.
Okay, then.
Okay, he was in his second year with no wideout. You like Des Bryant now?
I don't
you like him? He was a disaster.
Your guy, you told me.
Could Dak throw it to himself? No.
We were skipping it to him and throwing it out of bounds.
Oh, please.
What did old Beasley Beasley say?
Yeah,
what did Measley Beasley say?
He beat Carson Wentz twice last year.
What did Measley say?
I don't know what he's. I don't care. He's out of sight, out of mind.
Don't do that,
Enjoy Buffalo.
So
enjoy Siberia.
So now you got no use for Measley Beasley.
I have no use. Well, I got Randall Cobb, man. What do I need Measley for? Watch Randall Cobb. This is going to be the flying circus here. With Kellen Moore calling the plays. And I'm going to say it one more time.
When did Kellen Moore turn into Bill Walsh?
Dak Prescott just set the record for being a quarterback in his first 3 years for completion percentage. Over his first 3 years, all-time record because he's the quiet storm.
Dink?
It's just, oh, really?
And Dak.
Okay, watch bombs away.
Ain't no bombs away.
Yeah.
No, it ain't no bombs. Yeah. It's screen passes, it's check downs, it's jailbreak screens. Yes, Skip, that's what it is. You know that. Smoke screens. Oh, you know that little shuffle pass to, what's the guy, the little fast guy? Tavon Austin. It's those kind of things.
Tavon's still there.
Really?
That's just a little icing on our cake next year, and it's baking right now.
No, it's a pie. And you don't put icing on the pie. Yeah. Because that's what y'all got. Okay. Y'all have stuff that don't go together.
You're going to get a pie in the face next
Skip,
year.
you know y'all.
So I just got to say this one more time. Okay. You love Aaron Rodgers. My guy has faced him 3 big times.
And took 2 L's.
And my guy has a QBR against Aaron Rodgers of 80 to Aaron Rodgers 62. So all he does is just keep going. And by the way, over the last 3 years, who has the second most wins in all of football as a starting quarterback? Dak Prescott, the second most to the guy up in Foxborough.
And hold on, the guy that got the most wins, he's in the Super Bowl the last 3 years and won 2. Your guy got the second most, and he can't even get to the championship game? What's wrong with that picture?
Well, it'll be righted this year.
It ain't gonna be righted.
Yeah, they are. No. They're Super Bowl bound. You watch. Yeah. You can have your little Lakers, you can have your little stuff going on, but the big story is going to be in Dallas.
Honestly, I feel bad. I kind of want you because I know how great the Lakers season is going to be, and I don't want to have all this fun by myself. So I kind of want the Cowboys to do well.
Okay.
But we know how this is going to end. How many times you going to see the movie? You know what happens in certain movies, you know at the end, the good guy gonna get the girl. They're gonna kiss in the sunset and the end. You know how this gonna play out with the Cowboys. Why you keep subjecting yourself to this? You like punishment?
I already got the girl. I'm good.
Shannon's feeling generous this morning.
No mercy.
Sunday on FS1, one of the greatest rivalries in soccer is renewed as the U.S. men's national team takes on arch rival Mexico in the Gold Cup final. It all starts at 8:30 Eastern on FS1 and the Fox Sports app. Back to the NBA, and you guessed it, Kawhi. No decision yet, but Chris Carter thinks one will happen today. Chris Broussard says Kawhi is doing some deep soul searching between the Lakers and Raptors. And we are joined by Bleacher senior writer Rick Bucher. Rick, all right, fill us in. What are you hearing on this saga?
Well, first I have to say, I'm as impressed by this circle as any in all my 20-some years of covering sports, because this truly is a circle of two. I know people who have the ability to contact that circle. Even they don't know where things stand right now,
And
honestly.
the two are.
This is really Uncle Dennis and Kawhi. That is the heart of this. And I can tell you that the deliberating, if the deliberating has ended today, it went through the holiday, that he is seriously considering all these things. And I can tell you this, that staying healthy and the ability to play is a major, major factor in this decision. And I know how you feel about what happened in San Antonio and what led to that. But from what I understand, not being able to play, only playing 9 games, he never wants to go through that again. And to that end, Toronto has a great advantage here because they demonstrated last year, we can get you through a season and we can get you through a season and end up with a championship. Now, the Lakers obviously have more stars and have the ability to say, well, your load is not going to be as heavy here. We got other guys who can carry it. They have been so methodical in this that, and I haven't been told this, I believe this because they've been so methodical in every aspect. They want to know, what does the rest of the Lakers roster look like? Who else is going to be coming here? How are we going to fill this out? I know you have AD. I know you have LeBron. Sign Jared Dudley, fine. But I also know what it takes to win a championship. Who else is going to be there? And it's going to be incumbent upon Rob Pelinka and that front office to say, if you come, we know we can get this. And I would dare say that Kawhi and Uncle Dennis are doing their deliberation behind that. All of this is to say there are 2 names here that are at opposite ends that most people don't know. We've mentioned Alex McKechnie, director of science, assistant coach with the Raptors, won 5 championships with the Lakers, and then went up and has been with the Raptors since 2013. And Judy Sita, who treated Kobe Bryant. They just rehired her in May. I don't think that's any accident. And that's the real battle here. Now, Judy has a tremendous reputation with somebody that Kawhi knows and respects, and Kobe Bryant. The flip side of it is, he's very close with Alex, and he knows Alex's work firsthand. You're not, after hiring Judy, I can tell you one thing. That door, if you're going to have to move Judy out for Alex to come in, because they're essentially the same role.
Unless you want to stack superstar trainers on top of each
Yes,
other.
right.
Yeah. Just like we stack superstar players on top of each other. Kawhi, AD, and Bron. That's what we do, Skip.
Okay, all
Look,
right.
this is a very good look. I believe he went back to Toronto to get all his belongings. He was up there a year. You got to get all your stuff. You can't just ship it back, have somebody pack it up, go get it yourself. And you tell a man, I'm leaving. That's what happens, Skip. It happens.
Think it's already happened?
No,
No?
but we won't tell him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Over dinner? Yeah.
No, we done. We done. We done had our meeting. We done had our face-to-face. But at the end of the day, Skip, whatever Toronto is offering, we can give him that times 10. You want Drake, okay. Do you know how many rappers we got out here? What? You want load management? You want to rest 22 games, 25 games? Got it. No
41 games?
No,
Got it.
41 games.
Right?
No back-to-backs? Gotcha. You're going to be the guy. This is not just about this year, Skip Bayless. LeBron James is not going to be playing in 10 years. You and Anthony Davis are in close in age. You can have a Shaq Kobe situation where you guys can compete. And then when LeBron leaves, we have another max slot. This thing could be good for a long time, fellas. Long time.
Interesting. But to Rick's first point, what will the rest of the roster look like? So you're suggesting that as we speak, Rob Pelinka is just madly scouring the countryside trying to do deals, or at least set up deals that could all come to fruition if number 2 says, okay, I'm coming, right? Which
is not an easy
thing
to be able to get those guarantees. You're kind of playing with what money are we going to have available? It goes to the relationships. How strong are the relationships? And as we know,
it seems like all that is carts before the horse, because the horse is that guy who's up in Toronto right now. But how do you do the carts first?
Right.
Because remember, if the Clippers have been left at the altar, as everybody suggests, then the Clippers have a whole lot of cap room to go compete with the Lakers for whatever's left on the marketplace, or to try to go trade for. You know, if you want to do some kinds of trade, sign and trades, there are all kinds of machinations that could come down.
The other element is that without Kawhi, there are a number of other places that some of these ancillary players, the Andre Iguodala's, are looking at and saying, okay, well, if I'm not guaranteed that I'm going to be playing for a ring, and Kawhi really is the element to say the Lakers would be playing for a ring, then I'm going to take some other things into consideration. I still want to play on a competitive team, but what's my role? Ultimately, what's the money look like? It doesn't become a foregone conclusion. And that's the trickiest part here that Rob Pelinka is facing, and being able to say, we're going to get him. Well, are you sure you're going to get him? And it's the cart before the horse.
Because the Clippers are perfectly positioned to wreak a little bit of revenge on the Lakers by signing some of those spare parts that Uncle Dennis is going to say, we didn't get him? We didn't get him?
Guess what?
We didn't get him?
Guess what? The thing is, Skip, you can sign those spare parts, and you're not going to make the playoffs next year. Hey, I'm sorry, Clippers. You put all your eggs in one
wait a
basket.
second. There were 48 and 33.
They're not making the playoffs this year. You put all your eggs in one basket to get Kawhi. You tripped on your way to the market, and you broke every egg. You got nothing.
Okay.
You didn't get Kawhi.
All the eggs from last year are all back, and they're all whole, and they haven't been broken.
And guess who else is whole? We are.
Well,
so that's
think
one
you
slot.
are.
You know what? I'm glad you brought that up, because that's one of the other elements here that I wonder if we're talking about staying healthy and being healthy. LeBron James had a groin injury on Christmas Day. He was never right again. The rest of the season.
Oh, now he wasn't right. When I tell you, LeBron James was 28 and 27 in the games that he played.
Was he really?
No, but
I didn't know that. That's terrible.
Now you want to say he wasn't healthy when I've been preaching that all along.
Well, he activated, and I thought he was Iron Man. I thought he would just bounce back. He said, I activate. I'm in playoff mode.
But guess what? He won't have to take on that load that he took on last year. He got AD to do some heavy lifting. He got a spotter in Kawhi to do some heavy lifting. Remember, your spotter didn't do you right, and you tore your bicep. We got the spotters of spotters.
Yeah, you do get spotters. You got 3 guys who are going to play like 1/3 of the games.
Well,
that won't get it done.
Skip. What we're starting to see now, Rick, and you closely follow the game. Guys are less interested. Teams are less interested. Yeah, you try to win as many as you can and get seeding properly, but everything is about the playoffs. Can we get to the playoffs healthy and make this run at this thing? That's what we're going to do. We got 3 guys, and there are going to be some nights. I don't believe there's a situation where all 3 stars will be out, but I can see there'll be a nights when 2 of the 3 are out. Guess what? We're going to be so loaded, it doesn't matter.
So loaded, you're top heavy as you know what, to quote LeBron 3 years ago about Cleveland, right? Top heavy
this
as
is not
SH.
Cleveland. This is not Cleveland. This is L.A.
Okay. Well, I still don't know how you're going to fill out the roster. Because Jared Dudley's not going to put you over the top, man.
Oh, you know, look, KCP's available.
Maybe.
Marcus Morris is going to be available.
What do you always tell me?
Rajon Rondo's available.
You always tell me you got to get your money, right?
No.
They might all want to get their money.
Now you want them to get money. Oh, before, now you're like, oh.
Well, you tell me. I'm using your argument.
No,
you got to get your paper.
But here's the thing, though, Skip.
That's all I ever hear.
Rajon Rondo's made money.
Yeah.
Rajon Rondo want to win. Once you win them titles,
He's won.
You start sniffing them titles. That's all you want to sniff.
Rick
My
had a
understanding
great-
is they have offered a minimum contract to Rondo, and he hasn't taken it yet.
Hey,
What if the Clippers offered 3 times that?
we'll go to the Clippers.
Okay.
He would.
We'll go to the Clippers. He ain't winning.
Talks.
Okay.
He ain't winning.
Rick knows him well because Rick had a great sit down with him
Yeah,
about a week
he
ago.
should.
Or so, 10
He should. We okay.
Yep.
We take Caruso. Oh, Caruso gonna give us that work.
So,
All right, gentlemen,
Yeah.
we got to leave this one here.
by the way,
Rick,
I'm sorry. I
stick around.
gotta jump in one last thing. Yeah, I gotta amend one point that you made. You said that he never wants to go through what happened in San Antonio again. I don't want to go through it either, ever again. He missed 73 games.
He was hurt.
He had a thigh bruise. But
The
anyway,
difference, see, you know what? Look at him. He finished the season healthy.
Yeah.
Gonna get his money. KD didn't listen, and guess what?
Okay.
Gonna miss a whole year.
All right.
No mercy.
FS1 is your destination for the day's best sports shows. Tune in for the biggest personalities on the biggest stories. Catch it all Monday through Friday on FS1. Speaking of big stories, KD going to be teammates with KYRIE in Brooklyn, but he apparently could have paired up with Kawhi. Our friend Rick Bucher reported that KD was open to teaming up with Kawhi. Problem is, KD wanted to do it with the Knicks, and Kawhi wanted to do it on the opposite coast with the Clippers. Rick's still hanging with us this morning, so do you think KD made the right choice here?
He wanted to play with his friend, and he wanted to live where he wanted to live. Those were the factors, and he accomplished that. He and KYRIE have been talking about this since 2016 when they played on the Summer Olympics in Rio. So I can't sit here and say that he made a mistake if that's what he wanted ultimately at this point in his career. Do I think it's going to work? No, I haven't liked that combo as a combo that's going to win championships since it was first broached that they might play together. But if that's not the driving factor here, if he has his rings, and if for the first time he says, and this is quite honestly, my first thought was when I heard that Kawhi and KD were talking, my first thought was, well, how does KYRIE feel about this? And then I was told, KYRIE knows about it. Like, these guys are all talking. And this is what is the real shift in the NBA, is that I give Sean Marks all the credit in the world as the GM for the Nets for what he has built there and what they accomplished last season and some of the dead weight that he's moved. But this was really all about the players making their decision. Ultimately looking at it, what do I want to do? Where do I want to play? Who do I want to play with? As opposed to the teams making a pitch and saying, this is the new NBA.
Yep.
And we all measure it by teams trying to build championship teams. There's just some elements here that are at play that don't fit the normal profile.
I've been telling you this, Skip. The way mom and pop's teams used to do business, they don't do it that way anymore. Players are saying, we're going to build a team. I want to play.
Okay.
I don't have a problem with KD because, Skip, at the end of the day, he had to be happy where he was. Because in Golden State, it seems like he was never happy. So now, finally, he finds peace. Going to Brooklyn, and maybe he's happy now. Maybe this is the place that he needed to be.
I hope he's happy.
I hope he's happy also.
He wasn't happy in Oklahoma City. He wasn't happy in Golden State.
So maybe he's happy here.
Yeah.
Skip, look, I've always liked small big man pairing. I like guard center. I like that pair. I like Shaq Kobe as opposed to another Kobe playing alongside Kobe or another Shaq playing alongside Shaq. I like the big, but I can see Kawhi and KD playing together, but it was not going to work because KD didn't want to be on the West Coast.
Okay.
He's like, I've spent 3 years in Golden State. I'm good. Northern California is good enough for me. I don't need to go to Southern California to find out whether or not do I like California.
Well, he had 2 houses here, and now
So
he's
do
got
what
one
Malibu.
house.
Right.
So it's not like he doesn't know L.A.
Right.
He's off-seasoned here every off-season.
Right.
Yeah. Well, he'd set up all his businesses. I mean, KYRIE and he have talked as much about how they're going to operate as business partners as anything else.
Right.
And had bought new space for his business enterprise. So being in New York was the thing that he really wanted. And I'm not sure how far that conversation went with Kawhi. I think it was broached. I think they were open to it. But when they really came down to, I think for Kawhi, if I would do this, I would only do it here.
Right.
And KD, well, if I would do this, it would only be here. So I don't know that
It got
conversation
serious.
went very far, but I do find it fascinating that that's where the real conversations are happening, on the players' text
All right,
strings.
I got that. But if Kevin Durant, at this stage and age of his career, wanted to maximize his potential for winning titles, he would have joined number 2 on the Clippers, because number 2 is better than Kyrie. Wouldn't we agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Right? Are the Clippers at least an equal organization to the Nets? Have the Clippers built, it's a more of a veteran roster, but a roster that is at least as deep and good as the Nets roster?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay. So if you put KD and number 2 on the Clippers, does that not change the whole NBA landscape? Does that not decide the near future of championships?
And to your point, you have, and I love what Kenny Atkinson has done with the Nets, but you have a coach in Doc Rivers who's demonstrated that he can win a championship.
Yep.
He has coached top talent. That's really one of the unforeseen elements to this, is how is Kenny had a bunch of guys that wanted to make good. A bunch of no-names, to be honest with you, or guys that were trying, like D'Angelo Russell, trying to redeem their reputations. Coaching talent is a whole other animal.
Garnett, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen dealing with Rondo. So he knows what it's like to have 2 superstar players.
Okay.
And we hear that a lot, that feel, okay, the triangle was fine, but how do you manage Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, and Michael Jordan? How do you manage that? Steve Kerr.
Kobe and Shaq.
Doing all that behind the scenes, Skip. That's where it comes in at. You got to be a teacher. You got to be a coach. You got to be a psychiatrist. You got to be a homeboy. You got to be a parent. You got to do all those things. There's a lot of hats to wear. But we're going to get Kawhi.
Okay.
All that going to be moot.
But again, Kevin Durant finally chose not Knicks, because he could have gone Knicks by himself or maybe with somebody else, but he couldn't talk number 2 into coming to Knicks. But he chose to follow his best friend to Brooklyn, right? Yeah. And it was in large part a friendship move. And it was, hey, I just won 2 championships with 2 finals MVPs, so I'm good kind of a move, where we just said, okay, I'm good. And he's obviously can't play next year. And God bless Kyrie next year with that group, because that's going to be a tough run, man.
Yeah.
And if they make it through that year, then how will he fit with Kyrie? I don't know, because they're both injury prone, but you took a big risk to do that. You basically, I told you the other day, it felt a little bit like a semi-retirement move. Not that he's semi-retired, but it's like, I did that. I'm going to rest on my laurels. Yes, KD.
Yeah, well, and the other element here is, while everybody is optimistically saying he'll be close to what he was previously, KD doesn't know that. So, like, planning on the idea that I'm just going to be back in championship form, there's some other considerations as far as being happy that are more sure, which is where he's living and who he's playing with, as opposed to what he's playing for.
Let's just hope this experience for Kyrie and KD is better than the last year experience was.
Okay.
And you talk about LeBron, all I know is LeBron went to the Lakers with no assurances of no other player.
Because
if KD is you told me KD best player, he should have gone to the
But you know what? But it was the same thing. LeBron went because of location. LeBron
Hollywood.
didn't go for championship.
I want Hollywood.
I want the business, and I want my family to live where we want to live.
So why you out here recruiting AD and Kawhi if he ain't won the championship?
Well, now that he's where he wants to be. It's like, you know what? This losing isn't much fun. I think maybe I'll try to do something
How
else.
you recruit AD and Kawhi to Cleveland?
Well, you do have an agent that's the same as your agent, so.
Yeah, he ain't coming to Cleveland.
No mercy.
All right, our final topic of the day. Tonight's the night. Zion Williamson's first game as a New Orleans Pelican. They're taking on his former Duke teammate, RJ Barrett, and the Knicks in a summer league game in Vegas. This one is sold out. Tickets going for over $400 a piece. It's going to be awesome. Let's dance, Zion. Shannon, what are you expecting from this one?
I don't know, but Skip, but he wasn't elevating on that dunk like he did in college, huh? That PR circuit. It looks like he'd been lifting bowls of gumbo.
Really?
Plates of jambalaya and a couple of big
taking personal shots.
Let me ask you a question. How much you think he weighs right now? I bet you not 285.
I'll bet he weighs
300.
not as much as you do.
Yeah, whatever. Whatever. I just think the thing is he's going to have to play his way back in the shape scale. He knew he was
maybe.
going to be the number 1 pick. And you know, this is like the Heisman Trophy. You win all these awards in college basketball, you got to go to these banquets. So he wasn't really putting the time in, but he'll be just fine.
Okay, I hear you on that, but I don't know why he's playing period tonight because the Pelicans shouldn't allow it.
Why?
They're playing the favorites to win the Summer League
So?
with 3 of their top performers back from last year because Kevin Knox and Mitchell Robinson and Alonzo Trier played and scored high last year. Now you add RJ to that, and remember, Jackson Hayes and Alexander Walker, the 2 next draft picks, can't play yet because the AD trade isn't final yet.
Right.
Until I think it's tomorrow.
Right.
Okay? So it's Zion or bust tonight against the favorite, the prohibitive favorite.
Oh, he's Zion. He's going to bring him home. He's Zion.
Really? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
he's Zion. That's
He
what you told me.
he shouldn't be
No,
playing.
no. You told me he's Magic Johnson. He's LeBron James.
I
No,
didn't
he got
tell
to
you
play.
Magic Johnson.
Oh, whoa.
I'm
What about the other
excited to
guy?
see him in a Pelicans
maybe.
uniform. That's it for us, everybody. We're back Monday morning.
No mercy.
Thank you for listening to the Undisputed Podcast. I'm Jenny Taft. Keep an eye out for the weekend edition of the podcast tomorrow morning, featuring this week's best segments. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Fox Sports. One of one.